Welcome back, boys and girls. This is episode 107 of your Hump Day podcast, 8-Bit Bourbon. Boy, do we got a special one for you today. As usual, with me, Adam Baynard.
Hi.
Also with us, the third leg of the tripod, if you will, Dustin. Say hello.
It's gonna be a shit show today. I can already tell.
And then we got a tripod of his own.
Oh yeah, we have a closet of buckles.
If you're an 8-Bit Bourbon fan, you know Eric, and he's back.
Oh yeah, it was a good feeling. Thanks for inviting me back on.
We're fucking happy to have you. And I'd just like to start out by saying I am awfully horny tonight, but that's neither here nor there.
That'll do it.
So I just want to start by saying we are doing our Game of the Year podcast, but to us, since we are adults, kind of, with full-time jobs, kind of, we don't get to play every single game for a career. So we're going to talk about games we've played this year that are our favorite, games that didn't come out this year that were our favorite, and just gaming experience we want to talk about because, I don't know, fuck off. You know what I'm saying? That's just how this is going to go.
I agree.
Otherwise, it's going to be Adam running down 20 games because I got nothing.
I think I'm the only one that's played some games.
Adam has played almost as many as Giant Bomb.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time.
No, I don't.
Oh really? Well, I don't know how you work that out then. I honestly have like usually some week, like 3 days out of the week or whatever, probably even 4 if I'm lucky to like just get an hour or 2 in.
Well,
a lot more time on Saturday.
You do stuff outside of work. I don't.
Adam never sleeps. That's why.
No, I sleep. I just don't do anything. I'm a hermit. I come home. That's it.
You don't go out and party and stuff?
Nope.
Okay, well, I believe you.
I party by myself.
Me too.
Party. Let's start off with this. Well, Eric, let's ask you this first, since we haven't talked to you in a while, at least on here. What have you been up to?
And me, honestly,
Life-wise.
Life-wise, just of course, like I got 2 podcasts going, but that's been kind of busy and stuff. I've slowed down on all the projects I've been trying to do, and slowed down on comedy a lot. So because I got pretty much I used to do so much comedy, and I come into work late, and kind of got to start getting in trouble for it. So comedy's not paying my bills, so I pretty much do podcasting and play some video games and stuff.
And when you say comedy, you mean going like and actually doing stand-up, right?
Yeah, doing stand-up comedy at the Improv, open mics and stuff like that. Working on the craft stuff. I still like MC a place on Thursdays, but that's probably pretty much the extent of it. And other than that, it's pretty much been just video games. I haven't been going out much either.
Would you rather do stand-up or would you rather MC a night?
I'd rather do stand-up because you can be like a robot and do the same exact thing over and over again. When I MC, people want me to hear something new all the time. So
right, that makes sense. I was thinking maybe there wasn't as much pressure MCing, but I guess there's actually kind of more in a way because you got to keep really blowing, and you get a really bad act, and you got to bring the crowd back up.
Oh yeah, I have not only I do that right there, because sometimes I might see somebody that comes in like, fuck, this guy's gonna ruin my night. So he comes in there, he just eats a dick on stage, and I have to bring everything back up again.
Did we mention that Eric? He's talking about MCing at Chippendales.
And it's really weird because I didn't know there were any prop comics that actually ate a dick on stage. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny. I've actually did stand-up comedy at a swingers club one night. That
sounds like a blast.
Oh yeah, well it's pretty much like the guy's like, we're gonna come and do comedy at this hotel room, and then like I said, sure, I'll do it. He's like, well, it's a hotel, but it's a swingers hotel. He's like, I'm a freak nasty. I'm like, shit. It's too late to already say yes. I said yes first, and he told me about the freak nasty gimmicks on the back end.
That's usually where it comes.
That's what happened. Yeah. Pretty much, it was nice to sit there and be a comedian and talk about these 2 guys going around the country, get finger banging in the booty hole. I was like, husband and wife. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. I have nothing in common.
I think we got a show name.
Adam's gotta love when Eric comes on because when it's just me and Adam, I try to keep it like somewhat PG. And like when Eric comes on, it just goes to shit. The wheels come off in like the first 30 seconds. So like now Adam can say whatever he wants.
Yeah, it gives me the free reign to do whatever I want.
Oh yeah, so go on the dark side.
I'd be a hypocrite yelling at him now. You know what I mean?
Let it ride, kid.
So let's get back to that finger banging in the booty hole.
Finger banging in the booty hole. So.
Speaking of finger banging in the booty hole, Dustin, what have you been up to?
Have you been finger banging in the booty hole?
Not that, no. I just started a new job.
That's right.
So I'm working my first job, which is a lot of hours, and then my second job, which is not as many hours. But yeah, I get 30% off of books and movies and shit, so that's cool.
That is awesome.
That actually
Nice.
sounds like it would be kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, as a second job, I guess it sucks because you're working more, but it feels like it would be like a relaxing place to go at least.
Oh yeah, it's not bad at all. People aren't huge assholes to me.
It's a bookstore, by the way, if we haven't mentioned that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
It's adult fantasy.
Do you read a lot?
Me? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all the
Oh, yeah.
time.
All right,
I keep
nice.
trying to make you read a series, but you just never
I
do it.
know, I know. I'm so behind right now. I haven't read like usually I read like at least a book a month. I've been working on the same book for like 2 months. Laurel sent us a book that I'm supposed to read. It's all piling up quickly.
I've
And
been
I know which series you're talking about.
Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey. I've been trying to get in and read it for the longest fucking time.
I devour that, no pun
Yeah.
intended.
All I did was I ripped out all the pages of dialogue, just all sex scenes. Just all of it.
Yeah.
It's all left in there for Andy.
Yeah.
All that,
Well, I could tell what the
banging
good
the
parts
blue.
are because they're
Yeah.
They're stuck together.
yeah. I'll just leave it to your imagination.
They're
Talk about
scenes.
erotica thing. I'm banging the boot.
You gotta when I hand Andy that book, you gotta like break it like a bag of ice.
I feel like sometimes you guys listen to the Giant Bomb. Sometimes like I feel like Brad Shoemaker just gets off the wheels and you could just hear him go. You know that's him just going. I don't know how to bring this back.
I'm gonna try to drink 10 beers while we record this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be pounding them. Um,
I finished one. I'm working on a second.
and Dustin's now married, which I believe
Yeah,
is
it's
Eric.
been
You're
a
not
couple
right.
months.
No. I'm just playing the field.
Yeah.
How about that?
And what Eric means by that is me, Eric, and Adam are forever alone, and
Oh, yes.
Dustin's happy and married.
Yeah, yeah.
There? I saw her on the couch before.
Mm. Well,
Not you, Eric.
I'm just laying across the couch and everything. Yeah. He looked back and was like, oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
Dustin, if she wants to join, anytime.
Oh no, she's away now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, after the start, she definitely does not, but I meant that in a serious way.
Okay, maybe one day if she has time. She actually just got a promotion too, which is pretty cool.
Very nice.
Sweet.
Does she play video games?
She plays Skyrim
Eric,
and
do girls play video games? Come on.
Oh, don't be like that.
she's, she
It's not
likes
like I'm
to.
shocked anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a gamer. Does she like playing with you more, or does she enjoy gaming by herself?
She likes playing with me more.
Yeah.
Or she likes playing and then I'm there to help her whenever she gets stuck.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like the girlfriend when you go to every girlfriend I've ever had. I think is like whenever I go to the movies or something, it's what's going on? Is that guy with him? Who is that? Is that a bad guy? And I'm like,
What did he say?
I don't know. Eric's got pizza being delivered.
Tomato.
Yeah, tomato. He just
Or was that when you guys were all leaving?
that's when everybody but you is leaving.
Tippy toe.
I almost said the wrong thing there, which would have been really funny. Yeah, that's cool though. You guys don't have like any Nintendo consoles, do you? Recent
We have
ones?
some Wii.
Oh, you do have the Wii. Does she like that?
Not really. I
All
mean,
right.
she doesn't hate it.
Who does?
We
Let's be
the only
honest.
thing we use on it is Wii Fit, and that's just for me because I'm trying to lose weight.
Do you use it at all?
I use it like once a week, maybe.
Yeah. I really like the Xbox Fitness. I don't ever use it.
Xbox Fitness is cool.
It really is. It's not Xbox Fitness's fault. It's me being lazy, liking to eat more. But
Yeah, I had like Just Dance like on an old 360. I think I like used it like once, twice. That's
Okay.
pretty much it.
that sounds like it would be if we could get a Just Dance Let's Play. That might be the greatest thing that we've ever done.
Oh, really? I get a Connect just for that. Of course, I can get one cheap now.
I think
Is there online multiplayer?
I think the new Let's Dance is what's the one by Harmonix? That's free on Xbox One.
Really?
By the music, I believe. The hell's name? It's not Just Dance. I forget the name of the game.
Shake the Booty Meats Volume 2.
Yeah, Shake the Booty Meat Volume 2.
Oh, yeah. With titty meat DLC. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I just want to start off this discussion with my favorite game of the year, which is Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball 3.
Oh,
Imported from
Oh,
Japan.
yeah.
I want to play that. It's not even out yet, is it? But it's
No.
just Just take it running.
Me and Adam will be getting that.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, I watch Let's Plays on that right there.
Yeah, until it's $200 to import, and then we probably won't.
No, I honestly don't think imports are that bad anymore since it's like everything's now region
unlocked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else got any exciting stuff going on? Jobs, life?
I've
Anybody
been playing
embarrass
Tomb Raider.
themselves in the bars or anything?
No, job's pretty good. They just pretty much. I had a review like I think 2 days ago or something, and they pretty much told me I was pretty awesome, and then that was pretty much it. And they gave me a 3% raise. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, keep up the good work, kid. Because I told them I didn't want. They was like, we having a technology meeting. I said, I don't want to go. It's like, it'd be nice if you go. I was like, just tell me to go.
Yeah,
Fucking want to go now. Yeah.
But you tell me how amazing I am, and then it's 3% raise. It's like, how about 5?
You know what? I was really aiming for that.
How about 10?
Yeah.
10%. Woo!
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's really good on my good side. But the company's trying to get sold or something, so we're trying to like cut back at everything. So.
Sure. Well, if you haven't listened to the podcast for a long time, or you might have forgotten, if you're drunk as we are when we usually record, Eric used to work at EA. So if you have any hate mail, if you have any bad experiences, tweet him.
Yeah.
Let him know.
Yeah, tweet right at me.
Probably his.
Eric, why did EA give us a copyright strike?
That's some shit I don't know.
Bullshit. We can't do this live.
I was mad about it too, to be honest. And the third time they tried to hire me back again, I was like, no, you put a copy strike against my friends. Fuck you.
Dude, it's
Loyalty.
I mean, it's such bullshit. Like, I don't even care because all it really stops us doing is like live streams, which we weren't really doing anyway. But basically, they could just tell YouTube, yo, we don't want that video up. And like, that's fine. It's their content, whatever. But to give us like a 6-month ban on live, like, that's bullshit with no evidence, no nothing. Because at the end of the day, we did nothing wrong. We didn't mod the system. It's something that you could do with the existing system. That is not fucking illegal,
Yeah, I just showed an exploit.
I mean, Adam was naked during it, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
Yeah. You didn't blur your ding-a-ling and ball.
There was a reflection on the screen. I don't know if Adam noticed. You ever see those eBay pictures or Craigslist?
Oh, man.
There's just a dog in the background. They don't even realize it.
There was a good one on Reddit this week. It was a football coach, a high school football coach, took a Google Maps picture of like his team's home field and the away team's home field, like how close they were, and he was talking about like this is a big rivalry, and he left his tabs up, and it was just like porn websites. And he screenshot it and put it on Facebook.
Oops.
It was really funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Any good links you had on that? I mean,
yeah, right.
There was a lot of Jared Fogle stuff and hardcore porn.
JaredFogle.com.
Yeah.
Subway surprise.
So, that reminds me. Yeah. So the first day of my new job, this kid was getting one of the guys that works there, he goes to Skidmore College, which is nearby, and they have an esports team, so he's getting jerseys. He's like, does anybody want a jersey? I was like, fuck yeah, I'll take one. And they were getting custom on the back with gamer tags. So like the first day of my new job, I have to like mutter under my breath, but then it was in flow docs. It was like to the whole company that my gamer tag is 6-inch surprise. but now I have a long sleeve esports Skidmore jersey, like Under Armour type thing that says 6-inch surprise.
Why aren't you wearing
There
it?
you go.
I'm lazy. I would have had to change,
No, don't let it happen.
When I go get my next beer, I'll come back with it on.
Nice.
Yeah, like girls should know it's not a surprise anymore if it's 6-inch surprise.
The guy that runs the company, he was like 6 inches. I don't know if that's really a surprise. And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know how deep into like being,
you like look
how
like
much, but I was like, it's not the size. I think it's more the act. That's
like a luxury item, you know what I mean?
I was like, you know what? I should just shut my mouth. I wish that if they do round 2, I will definitely ask you guys if you want to get one.
I would definitely love one for Black Daddy Nerd. I'll rock that jersey all day.
That's a fucking great name.
Makes me wish I still had Clitosaurus.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting you one of those.
No, you should get an old school Suck Me Sideways one. That was the best gamer tag.
I know. I'm very happy with Six Hit Surprise though, because I feel like it's not graphic enough to ever be banned. Suck Me Sideways, even though it was a billing issue, it was just a matter of time.
Unless I ever decide to enact my revenge and start filing complaints against you.
Yeah, I feel like that's fine. I actually wouldn't be that heartbroken. I think it was kind of funny, but at the same time, I think they've improved their system a lot. Like literally, me and Nick would do it like I don't know once a day for a week, and it would get banned. Like that is so stupid. Like it's obviously two people trolling this guy. Like
I went through so many
their
fucking
system
names.
sucked so bad.
I
Dude, me and
went
Nick
through
used to
so
laugh
many
so hard.
names.
We used to sit there and fucking die because we'd log on one day and Adam would have a different name, and we would just fucking die. It was
Like,
we got banned like once a week, once every 2 weeks.
I hate my current name, but I was just so broken. Like I was so tired of trying to think of fucking gamer tags. Because I really love Master Baynard because it sounded like Masturbator, but it was with my last name and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
we could have fought that, right? You know, he's like, look,
now
this
it's
is a real
gone.
deal.
Yeah, he only had that one for like 5 days. That was easy.
I had
You gotta
asked
be
him.
like,
I had
Master
asked.
Bane with 0.
I had asked him out for a while. That was funny.
All right.
I don't think we even had that one, man. I
I
don't
should
think
have
that one
just
lasted long.
I should have just done the XX Master Baynard X.
Yeah. XXX, chocolate surprise, XXX. Oh, yeah.
So video games and stuff. I don't know.
That was the game related. It was gamer tags.
Game of the year stuff.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys? I mean, I've only had like a handful of games I've been playing throughout this year. A lot of it's been stuff I've been going back and playing. So, like, I beat The Last of Us, but I rocked The Last of Us Remastered because it was such an awesome game, and the DLC that came with as well too. So.
Yeah, I think that, like I said before, I think that counts. Anything your favorite
Yeah.
games of the year. It doesn't have to be brand new. I think we kind of did that last time too.
I completely forgot that I played The Last of Us Remastered this year. I remember today, and I
Is
had
that this year?
Yeah,
Jesus.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was.
I bought my PS4 this year.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the same thing
right.
with the Tomb Raider. They did a Tomb Raider remaster, and that was good. 60 frames a second and everything. Watch a little crap, good. The ass kicked out of them by nature. So that was wonderful. I still haven't played the new one though, so I want to do that.
You need to.
Let's
The new
start with
one is
this.
fantastic.
Have you guys played any good mobile games? Because obviously no one's game of the year is going to be a mobile game. I don't think so.
A mobile game made my top 10.
All right.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
It's,
you want to start with that?
It's a mobile game / PC game. It's called Her Story. And if you're a fan of like serial podcasts or like any kind of like crime detective drama, it's a really strange game. It's really hard to describe.
It's something I've really meant to play, and I just haven't done it yet.
I think
really want
it's a game that everybody should play. It's hard to describe because it's not really like a video game. Like there's not a lot of game mechanics to it. So pretty much what it is, it's just FMV videos of this woman. You don't know why she's there.
Such a brilliant idea.
It's at a police station. You don't know why she's there. You don't know what happened, and it's just the police interviewing her piece by piece of like I guess like her brother or her boyfriend or her husband was killed, and at first it starts off like the police don't think she has anything to do with it. It's just getting her like where she was, what happened at her day at work, what was the last day with her husband like, or whatever it was, like how was he feeling, was there anything going on between you guys, and what you got to do is you got to listen and watch these videos and try to find if she's slipping up, if she says something that contradicts something she says before, and then there's like the menus, like it looks like it's straight out of like the 1980s, like or early 90s, like PC, and you're going through like police documents, searching names that she may say like more than once, and you're trying to find out whether she did something or she's like innocent and she's just like kind of like in shock because she lost somebody that she cared about.
Is there a point where like you have to guess like who did it, what's going on, or like
that's
is
the
it just
thing.
more
Like
like self gratification if you figured out before the end?
Yeah, like it's one of my favorite games of the year, but the way I ended it was so unsatisfying for me because I didn't know what happened. Like I thought I knew, but I couldn't say like yeah she did it or no she did it. I played like 2 hours. I'm gonna go back and play it again, but like because I don't know. I got to a point where I thought I had her, and it just didn't end up being anything. And it was like, well, I don't know how this ends. And
Interesting.
Like I don't know, I don't know. I've been trying to avoid everything that everybody does with it because I don't want to know the other ending. So I don't know if there is an actual ending to this game.
That's what I was
just
wondering.
run.
Like, do they just
You just
tell
run out
you,
of
or do they
videos.
just leave it right? I bet you if you Googled it, which I'm sure you don't want to do because you want to go
No,
back
I
to
don't
it,
want
like
to.
people have figured there probably is a not an ending, but a resolution,
Yeah. You
and
just
Is it
run
people
out.
figured
Like,
it
oh,
out.
get to
Is
the
it
point. Like,
episodic?
if you no, it's just one game.
Okay.
It's like $3 on the iTunes store. But like eventually, like the way to unlock more videos is by searching like keywords or dates or something like that, and it'll bring up a video of her. And if you run out of things to search, that's it. It's over. Like that's or you can go back and rewatch stuff. I like had a note. I had like notes, like 2-page notes of things she was saying, what I thought maybe
So you really
contradicted
need
her.
to find the things and like just be able to prove to yourself, like I'm
Yeah.
right because of this. Yeah.
And it's hard because you want to go in like not being like because you don't know if she's guilty or if she did anything wrong. So if you go in playing the game like I'm gonna pick apart everything she says, you might not like come to the conclusion that she did anything wrong at all. It could change your mind completely. So you got to like try to be like neutral.
You know what?
Really
That
cool.
would be a great virtual reality game. Sit there across the table from her, like you
It
know what I
really
mean.
would.
That'd be really neat.
It's
Um,
really an amazing game because some of the videos are like 10 seconds long, and you got like and some of them have nothing in them,
yeah.
so it kind of throws you off.
Oh, speaking of which, just as a brief aside before we get back to that, I got to play with Google Cardboard yesterday, which was neat. Somebody brought it
I
in.
tried to order one the other day. It's
Yeah.
What's that, by the way? You have to call
It's. Did you say what is it?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, it's basically just a way to turn any cell phone into fake virtual reality. I'm sure it's not as convincing as like the real deal by a long shot, but it's still enough. Like they have a few things you could download, like walking through a riot, basically, that people were like brought one of those 360 cameras with. They also have like a Muse music video. It's pretty cool. It's not like interactive like a game, but it's more just like video stuff that you could look around and that I play. There might be other stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I
it's
noticed a
neat.
YouTube video on my phone the other day had a cardboard option, and I was like, and they're like, buy it here, and I went there, and
Yeah, that's it. Did
I
you
was
see
not happy with any of the stuff that they were showing.
Did you see the thing that I sent to gamers where there was like a light rail that they had a 360 view the whole time, and I bet you that was cardboard like compatible because it was
No.
like a full 360 view, but you could do it with your mouse and just like spin it around. It was really neat.
I can see it.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
her
cool.
story. That's what I got to put on my list. That looks really cool.
It's really good. I highly recommend it, everybody.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
I thought you
fun.
was gonna,
It's
I
just
thought you
really
was gonna say Hearthstone. That's what I've been rocking on my mobile phone.
but like her story, I don't know. It's just such a different game. Like it's hard to even call it a game. It's just like I don't know. You just interact with it, and it's just really cool. It's really well done. I'd be interested to see what else they do if that person is just one guy and an actress. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Neat. Dustin, how about you? You play any handheld games, mobile games, anything of that ilk?
I don't believe so. I usually don't play anything on my phone because it's a piece of crap.
Or how about any Steam games? Because I doubt any of us have any of those.
I played a bunch of Steam games. On my top games for the year is a Steam game called Dirty Bomb, which I reviewed for YouTube. It's a free first-person shooter on Steam, and it's a lot of fun.
What kind of game? First-person shooter, you said?
Yeah, it's like CS:GO with
Mm-hmm.
League of Legends. So you get a couple of free characters, and there's a rotation of free characters throughout, I think, every week. And you can buy other characters with in-game currency or with money if you want to do it that way.
So they're very like Team Fortress. They're kind of
Yeah,
like they have different powers and different stuff
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, they have the
Cool.
CS:GO like cards that you can get that you buy a box and it just randomizes it.
That's
It's pretty
neat.
cool.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff on Steam. The only problem I have with Steam is that like the curation process sucks. It's so hard to find the good stuff through all of the shitty stuff. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're trying to get indie stuff, I'm assuming, right? Because, like, I usually just wait. When you try to get indie stuff, I'm assuming, right? Because sometimes, like, I don't know what the stuff really is. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just not gonna try it.
Right. Yeah, but you see a game with like a cool logo or something, you're like, fuck it, it's free or it's $1, and then it's like the worst game of all time. Which is why Dustin has started Bottom Shelf Gaming Reviews. Because
Nice.
he does exactly what we were just talking about, which is
Yeah.
just go pick like some $2 game and go for it.
Yeah, the next game that's going to come out for that is called Unturned. If you want to play DayZ but you don't want to spend $26 on a game, there's a free version that's like a Minecraft DayZ game,
Sounds interesting.
It's pretty interesting.
That sounds like a great Twitch opportunity. That's cool, man. Eric, how about you? Any mobile or handheld?
Honestly, only Hearthstone is probably my main one. Just because it's easy for me. Because sometimes when I go somewhere before I get ready to host something, MC an event, I just like play that for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only really mobile game I got. I got a couple other games. My phone, I just haven't really been playing. Like some kind of like RPG, like Tap Quest kind of games and stuff that I can play, but I just haven't been playing them.
Right. Yeah, I played a lot of Hearthstone too. I kind of got back into it. I finally bought the expansion, which turned into me buying all 3 expansions because I have no willpower. And so they were cool for a couple reasons. Number one, I stopped playing because like I had a really good deck that I liked that I made, and I was just missing like some power cards, and I didn't want to spend money. But like I like that they did this. I just didn't want to spend the money at the time. The expansions had like really good cards that you got with the expansion when you like play the single player, and they became like staples of every deck, and I didn't have them, and it was really frustrating. So I was just like, fuck this. But then I got back into it. But that was cool. So like my online deck is really like good again. It's competitive, but what I really like is I think that the single player is actually really fun.
Yeah, the quest and stuff. The adventures, I mean.
What I wish that they would do though is I think that the hero challenges are awesome, and they should do harder versions of those, because I feel like I beat the hero challenge like the first try almost every time, and they're so fun where like they give you a deck that you have to beat the other guy with, and you don't have to pick the deck. But I guess the idea is to kind of teach you how you could beat some of the guys, the type of decks, and then you could go back and do it on hardcore. But I wish they had a hardcore version of those, because I think those were a blast.
Yeah, I think what they usually do is like you could beat, because I think they started off with Mage. So I beat the training with Mage or whatever. You can go back and try again with like a harder version of Mage or something. I thought that was the case. If not, then I think it's when you play the adventures they give you like a harder version. Once you like beat the adventure.
I think there's a hardcore mode, but I didn't think it was for the actual hero challenges. I could be wrong.
No, I think you're probably right about that, because I know for the adventures when you beat with some of the stuff, like Black Rock Mountain or I guess the new adventure stuff they have out right now. Yeah, they got like a hero mode where you can play. You have to beat like the level with like certain classes or something, or you could just play like a really difficult mode or something.
Right.
Or it's next to impossible to win.
Yeah, those are really fun because the hero powers become like totally fucking unfair. So you have to you can't just have a good deck. You have to have a deck specifically to counter that. So I like that part of it. And outside of that, I played like no mobile games, but I did play Alto. You guys ever heard of that on iOS?
I don't know.
Is that Balto?
Alto, ALTO. It's basically just like how do I explain this? Kind of like an infinite run game where you're snowboarding, but it's got like really cool graphics and like it's really relaxing, cool sound effects, and you basically just have to do like challenges, and they keep updating as you go through, and you unlock like new snowboarders with like different abilities, kind of. And it's not a game that's gonna blow you away, but it's a fun game. It reminds me of what's that game? Not Flappy Bird, obviously. That's the opposite of what I'm talking about. But there's that bird game where you have to like hit the mountains at the right.
You're Angry Birds, right?
No, Flappy Wings.
Flappy, is that it?
Whatever. So.
You're thinking of the right one.
Yeah.
That game is so cool.
That is a lot of fun.
Momentum from like hitting the hills perfectly. It's really fun.
And then when you fuck it up, and then the other bird takes first place, and just gets so fucking angry.
I don't play that one.
I would add another game to the mobile thing. I don't really know how to explain what it is, but there's a game called Downwell. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. You're just like, it's like 8-bit style graphics, and you're just like this thing, and you shoot from your feet, but you drop.
Oh yeah, right.
You go down this like, I don't know, vertical or not.
It's like an infinite.
Yeah, it's like an infinite fall thing. Yeah, and all you're doing is shooting and platforming, but you can't like necessarily touch the ground, or there's objects you can't touch. And it's, what are those games called? So, like a roguelike? Is that what they're called? When you die, you got to start all over? Is that a roguelike?
Infinite Runner, right?
No, it's like Spelunky. There's like I don't know. There's games, I forget what the exact what they call them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though. So whenever you die, you start from scratch.
Yeah, say you're in the 5th level and there's only 5 levels. If you die, you go back to the 1st level and you got to do it all over again. But it's cool. You pick up like power ups and you can do crazy stuff as you go, and it's really fun. But My problem was it's better on PC and using like an iPad, you kind of cover up stuff you're supposed to see. But
Right.
it's still a cool game. If everyone play it, check it out on PC.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I forgot I played was Monument Valley. I saw the expansion came out, so I played some of that.
Was FTL this year that I got you into that?
No, that was at least last year,
My God,
if not the year before.
time flies.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. It really is. Cool. Yeah, I wish I played more of my 3DS, but I literally haven't touched it in 2 years.
Yeah, I got Triforce Heroes, but I got that this year as well. But I played a couple of levels and stuff. It's just the weird thing is I gotta find time to like kind of sit around and just play that, you know. And if I'm at home, I'm gonna play against my console. I'm not gonna play on my 3DS.
I know. Well, there's a very obvious place that you should be playing that.
Poop in.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of sad because most of that takes place at work, and then like you know, and I just use my phone and I play Hearthstone.
Yeah.
You gotta poop at work. Pooping at work, getting paid to poop is the best thing ever.
It does. It's like the all time when people don't come to my desk because they come to my desk, but I'm not there. I'm taking
There's,
them, you know.
there's been times where I punched out late at work for like just to poop.
Sometimes, yeah, especially if you have Taco Bell, you know, this shit happens. No pun
Oh,
intended again.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, so I don't really know how to structure the rest of this because I think we all have such varying gaming experiences. So how about we go with this? Because I obviously want to save like our favorite 1, 2, 3 games for the end. But
Yeah.
let's start with this. How about a game that you played this year? I think we've kind of mentioned a couple already that didn't come out this year that you loved. And while somebody starts with this, I'm gonna go get a beer.
I'll go first because I think mine's the easiest. The Last of Us remastered. I missed it when it was on PS3. That game came out late, right, in the PS3 era.
Yeah,
Yeah,
came out
it's
the
one of
last
the
bit
last
of
ones.
Last like 10 months maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I missed it because I had a PS3. I loved Naughty Dog. I loved what they did with Uncharted. Just never played it, and it came with my PS4. I ignored it for like the first 3 months that I had my PS4. And then eventually I just played it, and holy shit, man! I really, really got into that game.
Yeah, it was really good.
Like I took 2 days off of work because I just got so into it. I was like, I have to finish this. Like the way Naughty Dog develops characters and makes you like into the story is really just unbelievable. Like that's the best thing about Uncharted. Like I think the Tomb Raider games are better playing games than Uncharted, but nothing compares to the way Naughty Dog creates story and characters. It's so well done. Like I could not believe the direction that game went and like how how involved you really like and how much you cared about those characters. That game is crazy because towards the end it really like grabs you and you're like, holy shit.
It makes you the bad guy, Dan. That's what I kind of think.
Yeah, it's just nuts. Like the decision, like it makes you like I like those games that make you actually feel something, you know.
Yeah, they make you do the bad thing, you know, and that happened to me like even when playing Fallout. But The Last of Us is like I really got to do this, and you have to kill these people and everything to like to kind of move on with stuff.
Yeah, because in that game, like I'm not into like sneaking games. I just don't like having to crouch and hide and stealth kill people. It's just not my style. But I got into that game like I don't know, like it was just so much fun. And they did such a good job with that game.
It's really easier to do it too, yeah. Well, I had to get used to getting killed and messed up because when the clickers get you, like the fungi people, like and especially the death scenes in that. I mean, and all the crazy stuff that happened in that game with, you know, like the one chick, the little girl, almost getting raped by this one guy, figuring out they actually was eating human meat and stuff, and it was cannibals and all this other crazy stuff going on. It's quite impressive.
But and when you passed like those situations, that game was just so rewarding. Like you felt so good, even if it was just like one room had like 2 clickers. It's not something you could just run in there and like shoot your way out of. You really had to like figure it out. It was like a little puzzle of its own. And I don't like those kind of games, but I really, really liked The Last of Us. I thought it was such a good game.
I like how you had to scavenge for stuff, you know, like you had to scavenge for things to make bombs or to make like, you know, Molotov cocktails and stuff. So that was the cool thing I liked about it. And they really set the tone at the very beginning of it too. Which is another awesome thing. But if they make a part 2 of that, I'm definitely game. I think they wasn't going to make a part 2 of that, but I think Sony kind of kind of asked for it in a sense, you know.
They have
hard
to.
not to. Yeah.
That game was just unbelievable. One of the if I would have played it on PS3, it would have been my favorite game for that PlayStation era.
Yeah, I can
It
see that.
reminds me a lot of that Will Smith movie with the dog that he.
Oh,
Spoiler alert.
Legend or
I
whatever.
Am Legend or
I Am
something.
Legend.
Yeah, I Am Legend.
Except it didn't suck balls like the movie.
My favorite part of that movie is when he killed the dog.
Oh, the worst part
I
of
did that with Adam.
you can't be doing that when you play some Bob Marley motherfucker.
I fucking was like
Sing it.
screaming at my TV when he like was so stupid to get trapped by those fucking like vampire things.
Yeah.
I was like,
This
what
one-
the fuck?
Remember when Will Smith used to be like a AAA actor?
Well, at least he actually died in that movie. Him and Tom Cruise have a hard time not dying and shit.
I love Tom.
Tom Cruise ever
I don't
died
know,
in a movie?
that shit crazy.
Yeah, All You Need Is Kill, or Edge of Tomorrow. I think they renamed it.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that was the whole plot.
yeah.
Live, Die, Repeat. I think
Yeah, Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah. Well, that was the name of the comic was like the manga was like Live, Die, Repeat or something. All You Need Is Kill or something.
That movie was fantastic, by the way.
It was good. I liked it.
I love that movie.
Hmm.
It's because it's like a video game.
I was gonna say, does he? Oh shit! Fuck, I forgot the name of the movie.
Mission Impossible.
No,
Tropic Thunder.
no.
He was good at that.
He was.
I didn't realize that was him until I saw the end credits. Like, holy shit, that's awesome.
He was really, really funny in that.
You know, was Les Grossman? Is that his name?
I think so.
Remember.
If you listen to the commentary of that, Robert Downey Jr. does the first like 3/4 of the commentary as whatever the guy's name that he is, and then it goes into a New Zealand accent for the rest of the movie. At the point where he reveals that he's a white guy, it's really funny.
I love that.
That
Was the best. That's the best way you do blackface right there. You know what? I think everybody in the black community was perfectly fine with that.
It's not blackface when you go under the knife.
Yeah.
No, did he get like irreversible surgery? That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
There was a point where I used to watch a movie every single time I got drunk. Every single time. I would watch it like every night.
Was that before Iron Man? Was that like the start of his like what
I
was
think
like,
it
the
was
start
after. I think it was after Iron Man.
I think it was after Iron Man.
Iron Man was
Iron
his
Man was the
comeback.
start. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't know if I missed Dustin. Do you have any games that you played this year that maybe didn't come out this year but you loved?
Yeah, the game that I played this year that didn't come out this year would have to be BioShock Infinite, just for the ending. My chin hit the desk, and that's such a great game.
All
Do you
Twitch
want-
live on 8-Bit Bourbon, just for the record.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you want to tell the listeners how it ended?
Spoiler alert.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Time travel is weird though, so I mean I think they got it okay in the game. I didn't see any loopholes or anything, but it's such a
It's
great
hard.
game.
And I think they're doing a System Shock now too. I think so.
See, I never played any of the System Shocks. I don't even think I ever heard of them.
No,
Was that-
Raymond's a big fan of him. I never played him. One of my buddies is a big fan of him, and he's one of those guys that play games over and over again. If he beat a game, he'll go back through it again and play it again.
That was a like all PC game, though, right? Never.
Mhm.
never
Yeah, 1 or 2 is PC games.
Okay.
System Shock 2 is $10 on Steam right now.
Some people say that's like. There's a lot of people that say that's their favorite game of all time.
You know what's funny is I was going to play Bioshock Infinite because it got great reviews right when it came out, and I was like, you know what, Bioshock Original's really cheap. I heard Bioshock 2 wasn't as good, so you skipped that one. So I went to play Bioshock, and then I was going to go right into Bioshock Infinite. So like it was like the first single player long game I had played in a while. This was like whenever Infinite came out. Got through it, and I said, oh, that was fun. I'm good. I never played Infinite. Like I wish I played Infinite, but I just never did.
Infinite's really good.
I played.
Just played Infinite, but I didn't.
I played 3/4 of the first Bioshock. Got stuck with the Big Daddy, and I was
Isn't
like,
that the worst?
I think I'm good, and I just never played it again. Then I think Call of Duty 4 and Halo. No, Call of Duty 4 was out that time, and I was like, I'm just gonna play this, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
If you want to see how it ends, it's on Twitch. 1, 2, and Infinite.
Well, I'll watch it.
Yeah. What I think I like about the Bioshock games, one was based on Bioshock was based on science, and then one's based on science, one's based on religion. So Infinite was based on religion, and the other one's based on science. So I thought that was a really cool thing where you see these people weird takes on how they do stuff. So
Right. Yeah.
Apparently, there's an Easter egg in the first Bioshock game, because at the end of Bioshock Infinite, mechanical bird thing drowns and dies. But there's an Easter egg in the
Spoilers.
first one where you can actually hear it happening. I don't remember
Oh.
that, but my friend told me about that. So I'll have to
Weird.
play that again.
I-
Check it.
I bought Bioshock Infinite for like $1.75 like 2 years ago on Steam. I
Man.
played like an hour of it, and I just haven't gone back.
I think that's the reason why you probably played like an hour of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta justify
love,
that huge purchase.
I love the soundtracks of those games, which is so good, and the sound in general. They just absolutely kill it. It's like not Rat Pack, but like old like 30s music, I guess. I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know,
Is it the same in Infinite? Is it a
Oh, yeah.
similar theme? Yeah.
Oh,
The splicers or whatever they call this, they stress me the fuck out.
yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
the first one, man. They're just nonstop. I fucking
Yeah.
hated them. So
They
that
attack.
that first game was pretty fucking stressful.
Infinite isn't as scary as the first game with all the splicers, so
The first game is intense. Like it's
Was
exhausting.
it supposed to be scary, or did it just end up being that way?
I think it starts off scary, then it kind of it goes into something where you're not really scared as much. I mean, I know like like Dan Space said with me, it started off scary, then wasn't scary in the end.
Yeah. Well,
But-
what I like about Bioshock is they set you up. Like it's not like, well, that's a bad example. I was gonna say Resident Evil, but that's not like that either. Where like it's not like nonstop scary because that just gets exhausting. Like they'll set you up. They'll put you in a quiet moment. You'll go.
Mhm.
You'll explore, and then all of a sudden you'll hear a noise, and like it won't be anything until like 20 minutes of gameplay later, and then you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like they set you up so good in that game.
I just remembered that Harmonix game's called Dance Central. And it's free.
Yes.
It's free on Xbox One,
There you
Oh,
go.
nice.
but you just have to buy the music. I don't think it comes with anything, but just like the title screen.
You know, I don't think I have a game this year that didn't come out this year that I played that I could talk about. I'm trying to think. Adam, can you think of anything?
League of Legends.
I haven't played it.
Oh,
Surgeon Simulator.
Yeah, I guess.
was that
Alter
this
Beast.
year?
That's a pretty. What'd you say?
Alter
Beast. Yeah, a million retro
I'm
games.
trying to think. I don't know. What Let's Plays do we have? Let me go on my.
I guess you could throw in the 2D Mario for Wii U on that because I played it a little bit when it came out, but I actually beat it I think this year. So that's
Yeah,
a
it was
cool
really
game.
good. I play that a lot when I'm on break too, with my family
Yeah.
and stuff. Well, the one is like the 4-player one.
Yeah,
So when I play a lot.
yeah, the 3D and the 2D were both phenomenal games. I thought really, really good. But I think that's all I can really come up with. I don't know. I don't think I have like any Steam games. Definitely not. The only things I can think of are like downloadable games. I mean, I guess you could say NBA Jam on Fire Edition because that came out for 360 as a downloadable game, and it's a bomb.
I'm trying to think. There's got to be another game that I played that came out later.
Yeah,
Did the
NBA Jam on
Master
Fire
Chief
Edition is
Collection
awesome.
come out this year?
No,
That was last year, and then nobody in the right mind would put that on their top.
I'd love to put that on my list, but
That was just a broken piece of shit.
yeah. It probably works fine now, but now Halo 5's out, so fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. When we were doing those overdog nights, it still wasn't working.
It's
And that was
true.
like almost a year later.
That's true. Once it worked, but yeah, it was a pain in the ass to get into it. Which is unfortunate. Way to go. That's what happens when you outsource a really important game like that instead of making it with AAA studio. Because that's what happened.
I didn't know that. So that's what happened, but I can see that being the case now.
I don't think they outsourced every part of it, but they outsourced a lot of it. So like different people were working on different pieces, and like no wonder the multiplayer didn't work.
Oh, I got another one. I haven't finished it, but that Castlevania New Order, that's a good game.
I
I
don't
bought
know what
it
that
in
is.
Black Friday deal. It came out last year. Or not Castlevania. Did I say Castlevania? Wolfenstein. Sorry. Wolfenstein.
I haven't played the Wolfenstein one.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good game. I like it a lot. I have not finished it, but it's a cool game.
Yeah, it got reviewed well.
You know, I think
Uh,
for me, honestly, it was probably like Guacamelee because it was a free game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good game.
That was
It's a
a
good
really
one.
good one.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Live with Gold and
Oh, Andy, I know one you're missing.
what's that?
PT.
Yeah, that didn't come out this year.
We played it 11 months ago.
Oh, all right, there you go. Yeah,
Mm.
that game was so
It came out
good.
2 E3s ago.
Yeah, that was a 10. And then obviously Kojima and the whole thing fell apart.
Yeah,
think
but
they're
wouldn't
gonna-
it be great if, like, now that he's free, he just makes a horror game?
Yeah, he could just absolutely make that game.
Yeah.
It
There's
could
no
be
reason-
something that
there's
starts
no
with
reason why he
TNT.
can't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be fucking awesome.
Another one that I played this year that was pretty good was actually Limbo, and I didn't realize it was that good. But
you had never played Limbo?
I never played.
Limbo.
It was like the art direction behind it is what really got me.
Yeah.
So like I have like my buddies were playing it. Like I guess I had like a party here, in August, and everybody kind of no I was going to a party and everybody was playing before as I was getting ready for this so the party was going to, and I was like, that was kind of cool. Let me try that. So when they were all done and stuff, I
Everybody went out to the bars and you're still on the couch.
Yeah. I just started from the beginning and played through the whole entire game. I thought it was really awesome.
That's a really good game. I really like how they trick you into getting punished so that you have to go back and do that part, but they don't send you all the way back. It's kind of a rewarding experience, but at the same time, I love games like that because when you see the trap coming and bypass it the first time, it's fuck you. I knew what you were trying to do there, and I got you. It
was pretty smart, but the ending was kind of cool. It just ends abruptly, but I kind of get what they were doing with that, so I thought that was awesome. And then of course, sometimes just to test things out, I played a lot of. I went back and played Arkham City on PS3. Mm-hmm. Just so that way I could play Arkham Knight on Xbox One. So. I wanted to catch up on the story. Yeah. Which one I like better?
Yeah.
I still like the second one.
Yes.
The first one the last one I started playing, and I watched my friend play some of it a little bit, but I'm still not I'm not too far into it to be able to go, I like this game more, but I did like the second one a lot more than the first one by far.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a pretty common feeling about that. I feel like we should really get into our top games sooner than later, but I think that before we do that, how about we do most anticipated games of 2016?
Jesus.
I can start if you want me to, because I know what mine is. In fact, I'm gonna have to look up the name of it. How sad is that? But I'll just start with this. So I just thought of it because you were talking about Limbo.
Yeah.
One of my favorite 10 games ever, I would say, is Braid, which kind of kicked off the whole Indie 360 thing. And the guy who makes it, Jonathan Blow, some of his YouTube stuff is so interesting. He talks about how he did some of the stuff he did in Limbo, which I remember playing it and not really being a game programmer, but I was a CS major. But I just remember thinking, how did he do this? Because you were able to rewind 20 minutes of gameplay on a 360 that had no RAM, you know what I mean? And he has really cool tech talks where he talks about that, and he doesn't get too deep into the technical part, but just more the overarching themes of it. It's still pretty technical, but it's not crazy technical. But not the sequel to Braid, but his next game, what the hell is it called? The Witness.
The Witness.
Yeah, that game. I have never played a more brilliant fucking game than Braid. It's the smartest game I've ever played, and this new one just looks like Myst, but probably actually good for the new age, because I don't think Myst would fly anymore.
Yeah.
I would say that's number one on my list of games for 2016. I will definitely be getting that.
Damn. For me, it might sound surprising. Actually, Doom. Actually,
Did you play the alpha?
I was all over that motherfucking alpha.
Did you like it?
Oh, dude, yes. I played more of it on Xbox One because the PS4 network version, the PS4, sucked, when you're trying to get online and stuff. So it was kind of weird because, they all look the same. id Software just mixed. They have a really good engine, Intech 5 and everything, and it looks good across the board. So regardless of what you play it on, it still runs at 1080p 60 frames a second. So there's no question about that. There's no some kids be going my game console is better. There's no console war version to be had with that.
Right.
But I did like playing on the the Xbox One controller, and it was just fun. But seeing the E3 gameplay on it and stuff like that, QuakeCon gameplay on it, it definitely made me reminisce of when I played, because I played Doom when I was as a kid with one of my friends. We used to link cable two computers together in his dad's office and play Doom like that. So I was like, we could go back to doing this shit again, pretty much in a sense. So.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm hyped for, and like I said, the game looks amazing too. So maybe he's behind it.
Yeah, I think I didn't hate my experience, but I think I needed people I knew to play with. I did not have that much fun playing by myself. I don't know how much that is.
I didn't either, honestly.
How much of that is me?
Well, that's just honestly for multiplayer, it's just you're not gonna get much out of it. If they would have did better matchmaking or something, or I thought the matchmaking was kind of built in. I thought you could invite friends or something, just not many people knew about it probably really.
What I did
But
like about it, I thought that like it had some technical problems, but I thought that it looked awesome. It looked like a new version of Doom, which is
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
an easy thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's kind of like you see like a new version of Sonic, a new version of Mario. Like, to me, it was like they rebooted Doom. Hey, this is still what I'm used to playing as a kid, and I still had to get used to like I'll kill one person. Next thing you know, somebody will kill me real fast. I have to realize I have to go back and get health. It doesn't regenerate.
Oh, right,
You have to get armor, and stuff like that. So, but it was cool.
It really made me want to build a PC so I can play that crowdsourced Quake.
Oh, really?
That's the one, right? Is that
yeah.
Quake or
No,
Unreal?
you're thinking of
It's
Unreal.
Yeah.
I actually
Unreal.
downloaded that. I have it on this computer. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I
really
had
want because I want like Doom was cool, but I want twitchier. I want faster, so I think I'd have to go PC for
I
that.
probably should get it too then, because I honestly got it Unreal, like, I've downloaded all the stuff and everything to develop on Unreal, and me and my friend was trying to temper around some stuff a little bit, but we didn't get too far into it. But at my workplace, I'm trying to convince them to use the Unreal Engine for writing some of the simulation and stuff we do for the government. So
that's cool.
hopefully that will go well. Well, then again, the government has shitty computers inside there, these Navy bases and stuff. So
Hey, don't talk shit about the American infrastructure. It's really good.
we have common infrastructure all over this motherfucker.
Dustin, did you have something to add to that? I feel like I saw you chopping at the bit.
Oh, I was just gonna say that the Unreal Tournament free game on Steam it's okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's okay.
Well, it is a work in progress, so I didn't have too many expectations for it
Yeah.
because it's.
I just
crowdsourced
want
or
something
open source
fast and twitchy.
Oh, it's fast and it's very twitchy.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up then. I might have to go buy it then. Well, download it at least, but.
Yeah,
Right.
I think the greatest computer multiplayer experience I've ever had as a first-person shooter was Quake 3 Arena. That game
It's
was
so good.
just.
Yeah.
I still love that too.
It just defines like first-person shooters for me.
It was very arcadey. That's
It's
what I
like
like
it's
about
like
it.
that.
It's super arcadey.
It's like that Call of Duty and Advanced Warfare 2 are just so special. And now I would say like Halo 3, 4, 5, those
Yeah.
really changed the way.
I mean, console shooters are awesome, but you could just never do Quake 3. I know they did do it on consoles, but you could never really do it on consoles
just
because
like-
the whole point of
yeah.
it is like it is a Twitch fest.
Just like defining multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Those are it for me.
Like
Like Halo
Yeah.
4, for all of its problems, was still really pretty.
I'd
I
say
like-
the original Unreal Tournament was a massive leap forward for.
Yeah.
like that.
For
Well, I mean, I
shooters.
played Unreal Tournament 2004 and everything. Like they had like the different iterations of it and stuff.
What was
So I
weird
thought that was-
about- I always thought what was weird about Unreal, and I get it to some extent because of what we're talking about, but Unreal Tournament, the original, was awesome. It was more of a slow-paced, strategy-based game, It was still somewhat twitchy, but Quake 3 comes out, it kills it, and then Unreal 2003, I think, was the next Unreal,
Yeah.
is just a straight rip of Quake 3. It was, like, super twitchy, and I was like, that's really weird. I thought they would have, like, and it was a great game. I just thought it was
Yeah.
odd that they, like, kind of jumped on the Twitch bandwagon when they could have kept it, a different game. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because
Kinda
I mean,
like Call of Duty and Halo are very different. Halo's kind of the twitchy one. Call of Duty's more of like strategy, and you know what I mean. They both work.
It
I
yeah,
mean,
they go their own paces,
It makes you wonder when they started realizing that they could make more money selling their engine than they could making a game.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I mean, it works out good for them because, well, I don't know if Bethesda / id Software just realized that they're not selling the engine, but but they're not making the money.
No,
off of it.
I mean with like Unreal, right?
Yeah, Unreal, because they both were doing that in the beginning. A lot of the like the Quake 3 engine and stuff, and the Unreal Engine. A lot of people use it in the beginning. Like they would license the stuff out, but now it's just like only the the UT engine is the only one that's really out there that you that and Unity and stuff. But
Unreal is all over the place.
Like-
It's funny because it has like a look to it. I can always tell when a game's an Unreal. What's the new one? The Unreal. What's the name of the new engine? Whatever.
UT4 or something like that.
It's 4, right?
Yeah, it's 4,
It was the Unreal Editor 4, and it's like what I had on my machine pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's
But
4.
Say
It's
what
got
I
like, a very like bumpy look to it. It's great, but it's got a very distinct look.
so, like
to
with the
game.
Xbox 360, you could always tell who was on the Havoc engine. You could always fucking tell.
yeah.
Yeah, Unity is a little harder because it's more just like basic tools. Where
What's,
I feel like Unreal, you can make a game like I don't know this, but it just
You-
seems like you can
is-
really make a game with the
Is
graphics.
Half-Life
involved.
that? Is that Source?
Half-Life is Source, yeah, and
Yeah, you can always tell.
Half-Life has their own Source engine. Yeah. So, but yeah, Unity is surprisingly, because I programmed in Unity and Unreal, by the way, and Unity is easier, but it just takes a lot more to get things to look really good. Yeah, it's Unity.
Yeah.
And but Unreal, it's like out of the box, like things automatically look shinier and brighter and more scrumptious in my eyes. So.
So scrumptious.
All right, Dustin.
Delicious.
Dustin, what do you have for 2016? Anything you're excited for?
Oh, well, if Firefly Online comes out for 2016, that'll be pretty fun to play.
Is that actually coming out?
I hope so.
Is that going to be as disappointing as the first 6 episodes of that TV show?
I hope not.
Are we looking for a battle here?
No, because I love the movie. I just don't like the TV show.
Did you watch the movie first or the TV show first?
I watched the movie first.
Well, that's your problem. You should watch the TV show first, then the movie.
I don't know.
That's
Everybody
it builds up.
Everybody tells to watch the movie hates the fucking movie. Andy hates the fucking movie.
I hate the movie?
You don't like Serenity, the movie?
I never. Wait, I don't know what that is.
I think
Number
you've
one.
seen it. I think you've seen it.
Wait, I thought we were talking about Firefly Serenity.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I've never seen that.
Serenity's the movie.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I know of the TV show and I know of the movie, and I've never seen either.
It's really good movie.
So
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have all
I
like the original cast doing voiceover stuff, and I'm just excited to see how that turns out. I'm not expecting anything much from it. I'm not expecting Star Citizen or anything, but it'll be fun.
Yeah,
Isn't Star Citizen
nostalgia could be good.
next year too?
What'd you say?
Isn't Star Citizen supposed to come out next year too?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably 2050. Who knows in that game?
Well,
They showed some video on
$3,000
that.
game.
Once they run out of movie or money.
I have to say though, there was a video online of some guy was like standing on a asteroid or a planet or something, and a spaceship came by and buzzed his tower. This is like a long time ago, and it was one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen in a video game. The speed and the view of it, I was like, holy shit, that was amazing.
They had a fucking awesome trailer at the Game Awards for that game. Like, they showed like the running around shooting and stuff like that, like the first person aspect of it, and it looked fucking awesome.
I mean, it's either going to be the greatest game of all time or a real disappointing piece of shit, and that's a
Even if it's a real disappointing piece of shit, people are still gonna play it.
Yeah,
for sure. They put so much money into that game.
I wish.
They didn't put so much money into it.
Right. Kickstarter, right?
Crowdsourced.
Yeah. I think
they didn't spend a fucking dime.
I think they
They're
made
the
a big
greatest game in
mistake,
the
though.
fucking world.
I know they got a lot of money, but they tried to like do everything at once, and that's like such a bad way to make a game. Like they should have done the space flight stuff first, then worked on like the other stuff that would be more like Eve stuff, like the mining, whatever they put into that, and then worked on like the running around and shooting, and like they just try to do it like all at once and racing and like all the shit. It's like it's too much game to build in one. You know what I mean? It's impossible.
I definitely agree with you on that, Andy. Because
Crazy,
man, that was.
right?
Yeah, I would never fucking do that, but I'm quite sure people gonna keep funding the damn game. He could probably be on the next Kickstarter video eating shrimps and scallops, and people be like, fucking gold rings on and shit. Look at his fingers like, I need about another $1 billion. And people like, all right, we got you. Let that shrimp go play, baby. We got you.
They're brilliant. They probably spend like half the money on trailers, and they're like, see what's coming, and people are like, fucking take my money.
Yeah, it works though. I was like, I've heard about that, but I was like, I'm not gonna fucking. I didn't even want to look at the trailer because they would have got me too.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If that game is what it looks like, I will be getting it.
They were selling like $700 spaceship packs at one point.
Oh yeah,
you get like
I think they still are.
You get like one ship. It's like a bus that you can transport people back and forth. That's what you do.
I'll take that.
You know,
you know what the highest bid was for that? I have no idea, but I'm assuming they have like you're in the game. I don't know. You own a planet.
I have no idea.
You get to be the lead designer. I don't know. They'll take money for anything.
Dustin, do you have anything else?
No. Just those two games. I really like MMOs in space, so hopefully there's another one coming out soon.
I've got a few. Andy missed one, Dead or Alive Extreme 3.
No, that's my favorite game of 2015. Stop it.
Okay,
I'm
so
never actually gonna buy. I'm just gonna look at the YouTube videos.
I got a few. All right, so I think my number one is Uncharted 4.
Adam's cheating.
Yeah.
I see him looking at the screen.
I got it. Well, I can't remember. So I think Uncharted 4 is my number one.
Yeah, that's in my top five.
Number two, which is a weird one for me because I missed the first three, like an asshole. One of my favorite things in the world is space and RPGs, and I never played Mass Effect, so I'm really excited for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah,
I definitely want to go back.
I think I'm gonna hop on board in that. And
I
if
foresee you playing through the first 3 at some point.
yeah, I was about to say if all 3 come to backwards compatibility, I will do that.
I would jump on that as well,
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Another one I'm really excited for, just because I want to see people fucking cry. I really want No Man's Sky to come out this year, so it fucking sucks, which I think it's gonna do, because that game is not gonna be a game; it's just gonna be a flight simulator.
I'm gonna stick with my original prediction from a long time ago. That game comes out for Morpheus.
Yeah. Well, I just
still
don't
think it will.
I just don't understand. Like, I think it's gonna be cool. Like, I think that's what they show is awesome, but how much of a game is that, and how much are people really gonna want to play it?
That's why I think it makes so much sense for VR.
I think they
like
need
that game with no point would be actually awesome in VR.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Without
But, like,
VR is like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, how many brontosauruses can you fucking see?
I think you need. I think you need. They keep on like emphasizing the fact you're never gonna run into any people. I think you need a little bit of interaction. People want interaction.
Right, like it's really cool how the space is randomly generated, all that stuff, and that's technically impressive, and it
really
is
cool.
really going to be really cool for like 10 hours or whatever. But like at some point,
There
there's
needs to be
other
more.
games that are randomly generated, like Diablo 3 is randomly generated. I know it's not the same scope as that game, but
Yeah.
you get used to anything, and you're going to stop being blown away when you land on a new planet.
Well, they do like a weird scope. Like they kind of like it's kind of I don't know if it's like some kind of Big Bang algorithm or whatever, but so they have to sit there and generate all these planets and stuff, and then they got to send out probes to go like find these planets, like learn details on them and stuff. So
right, because they don't even know what's out there, and that's the other weird part is it's not just randomly generated for you; it's randomly generated for everyone, so that you could find each other's planets. And like that's all extremely cool.
Yeah.
But like that would be way more cool if they took that algorithm / like program, built the world of Star Citizen, and then you got to fucking play Star Citizen. Like have a game in the goddamn thing.
I would also add, like, this game I wasn't that excited for, Quantum Break. Every time I see it, it looks cooler and cooler.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that.
I don't know
very
if I think of
intrigued.
either, but I definitely, the last couple of things I've seen of it look cool.
I think I can get into it.
Yeah, I would add Unravel. Every time I see Unravel, that looks cooler and cooler.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
Quickly, I'll go through the last ones. Gears of War 4, Star Fox Zero.
There you go.
And last one, the thing I'm most excited for, and I think I'm gonna hate it because I'm not that good at hard games. Cuphead. I think Cuphead's gonna be. I think Cuphead's gonna be really cool. But it's like you know what an original Mickey Mouse looks like, Steamboat Willie, like that, like black and white. It's
a teacup game, right?
Yeah, Cuphead. But the more and more I hear about it, people are talking about how hard it is, and I'm worried about that.
Well, I heard it's just a series of boss battles.
Yeah, that's what it looks crazy. So I'm really excited for Cuphead.
I remember people talking about that. They're like, well, it's just like it's really cool. It's really the graphics are absolutely amazing. But it's just a series of boss battles. I'm like, it's a fucking indie game. It's not gonna be a $60 game, is it? If it is, then it needs to be more than that.
I'm not sure, but I mean, like they can draw everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth the price of admission just for the graphics. Like
also another game that Andy is excited for that he forgot is Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I think it might suck, but I hope.
I think it's gonna suck. I don't think Rare does anything good anymore.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't even talk about Rare because it's a completely different cast of people. But maybe have some talented people there now. I don't know. I love the idea of it, but do I think it's gonna be good? Probably not.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Like I wasn't so excited about the trailer, but
yeah,
the
trailer did nothing. I'm with you, Eric. The trailer did nothing for me.
Yeah, well, I think it's mainly because the game's not made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think the game's even close to coming out.
That's a valid point. I want to argue it.
I think they basically just showed like a proof of concept. What was the other one they showed in that? It's by like a very famous game creator that I had never heard of, but people were really pumped about it. There was like a pet. It was like a robotic pet, right?
Oh, yeah. Recore.
Recore, yeah.
The guy that made was it Castlevania? Or Metroid? Was it Metroid? Castlevania? I think it was Castlevania.
Superman.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Slappy Sally.
All right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about with the Record game.
Record. Yeah, look. I think it was one of those two. It's a Japanese guy.
That game looks cool. Oh, yeah. I mean, how about the fact that I'm looking forward to virtual reality? I don't think it's going to be great in 2016, but I'm really looking forward to like this being the beginning of like the next gen experience, which will be very cool.
Real quick,
And get one, even though I know they're not going to be good this year.
real quick, just give a number. Each of you. How much is the Morpheus going to cost? I say 400.
I say 3. I was thinking 3.
Dustin?
I don't know. It's PlayStation, it's Sony, so it's gonna be pretty good, but it's not gonna be as expensive as you think it's gonna be.
I don't know. Have you ever bought a Sony TV?
No.
Or one of their proprietary memory cards?
I want to say between 350 to 400.
Okay.
I was gonna say 300. So, you know what? How about this? It's either gonna be 300 or it's gonna be 350 with a bundled in AAA game.
I can see that. Yeah, and either one of those, I'll buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it too, but I really want to play the Shark. I've always wanted to be in one of those steel cages with the Shark. I hope that comes with the game.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, as much as I think virtual reality games will eventually, they'll figure it out and they'll be awesome. I don't think they're there yet. But I'm actually looking forward to the experiences outside of games just as much as I'm looking forward to games.
Yeah.
Like for example, how about not a game, but just like being in a Shark Tank and being able to look around, like that would be badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I've never had the experience. I don't know if I'll ever have the experience. I just want to see what it's like.
Yeah. And like that was what was cool about the Google Glass, like going through like a riot, like that's crazy, you know.
I used to never. I was not that hyped about virtual reality. Just I don't know, something about it. Like it just didn't. It still doesn't really do anything. But I'm so tired of hearing everybody talk about it. Now I need to experience. I need to know what it's like. So
yeah,
I think
it's kind of like 3D TV.
I think the best way for me to experience is I'm gonna have to buy it. I don't feel like building a PC. If I want to experience it, it's either gonna be the Samsung Gear if I ever bought a Samsung phone,
right?
Or the what is it? What do they call it? PlayStation VR? Is that the real name?
Yeah, it was PlayStation VR now. It was Project Morpheus.
Doesn't Microsoft have like the Vive, or was that HTC?
HoloLens. That's HTC.
HoloLens, yeah.
I believe Microsoft is kind of banking on the computer aspect of it because I think the what's the biggest one? The Oculus, I think, is getting released with an Xbox One controller. So I think they're kind of like all in on that part of it, and they have the new Universal Windows apps coming out, so you'll be able to develop for Windows Phone, Xbox, and PC at the same time. So I think they're like, fuck it, we're not gonna try this with Xbox. We'll try for a next-gen HoloLens, and we'll just support the PC guys.
Before we move on, I'm going to ask one question. I'm going to answer it, and I'm going to take a piss.
I'm not going to answer your question if you're not sitting there.
It's not for me. It's for the audience. What is your favorite purchase, like electronic-wise, in 2016 or 2015? I would say mine is the Xbox Elite controller.
I was going to say that's the easiest answer ever for you.
Okay. It is. It's fantastic. Except with Tomb Raider, it moves when I'm standing still. It's the only game it does it. I can't figure it out, so I can't use my Elite controller when I play Tomb Raider. I don't know why.
Jesus, I bought Xbox One this year. I bought one last year for Black Friday, I think.
I haven't really bought that much this year. I got the Elite controller / the Elite console, which has been sweet. Definitely feels a little bit faster with the SSD drive. But outside of that, I don't think I bought too many gadgets.
I bought my PlayStation this year, my PlayStation 3.
So is that, well, yeah, but that's yeah. First of all, that is a hilarious answer. But I know what your answer is, Dustin, and it's recent.
Really, PlayStation 3?
No. Well, yes, you do, but I know what your actual answer is. I think.
That was my actual answer. I don't know what you're thinking of.
I was thinking of the microphone that you're using right now.
Oh, no, I didn't buy that. That was a Christmas gift.
Oh, that counts.
Early.
Oh, look at
that. But yeah, that's very nice. It's so pretty.
I honestly think for me, it's probably been my NVIDIA 950 on Black Friday.
Oh, hello.
So, yeah, those
Watch out.
Yeah, it was like $200, whatever, I think.
What?
But yeah, because it was probably less than that, honestly. I think it was like 150 or like 140, 130 or 140. I paid for that. But as soon as I put it into my computer, everything went to shit, and I had to reformat and reinstall everything.
Yeah,
so,
that sucks.
That is the coolest. That's the coolest part about being a PC gamer, though. It's like you could get one thing like that, and all of a sudden, you could play games you could never play before, and B, everything looks better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it changes your whole experience.
Yeah, I just really just dropped in a new video card. And next thing you know, I can play. So I got Resident Evil 4 on my through Steam, and like it went from being able to play at 30 frames a second to 60 frames a second. But you know, I keep an Xbox controller, 360 controller, because I got rid of my 360. Just my PC and stuff, just play games like that. And I got new Castlevania 2, Lord of Shadows. I've been playing that now on my PC, and that's been looking awesome. All things been maxed out, all the settings been maxed.
Do you like that game?
Not really. It's kind of weird.
Because I like the first, I don't know, quarter of the first one, and then I just stopped playing it.
But see, this one right here is weird because they made it futuristic. So if you beat the first one, you know that like he's in the future or something, and now you're in his future fighting like some evil, dark vampire corporation or something. Like this is fucking dumb. This isn't Castlevania. Yeah. So like I kind of want to play like to know the story, and it looks really good, but I'm like, I really don't like the way this is going, so I just stopped playing it.
Yeah. Yeah. How about, speaking of that, any television shows that you guys discovered this year?
Mr. Robot.
Yes, that was going to be my
I've heard
answer.
great things about that.
That was
You
good,
haven't
yeah.
seen it?
I haven't seen it, no.
Come on,
It's
Dustin.
not on Netflix. What am I supposed to do? Torrent it?
Yeah.
Is it on
Yes.
Hulu? So I'll give you my Hulu
It
information.
has commercials.
I have
Fuck
Hulu
that.
Plus.
I don't want
have
commercials.
I have Hulu Plus. Does it have commercials?
I know some like USA Today and stuff like that, so you have to probably. But overall, I mean, like I know it's a really, really, really good show.
That show is the bomb.
Quick-
It's like
quick-
Breaking Bad meets, I don't know, something really nerdy.
Quick question: Did we miss the Sherlock Christmas special?
I only say I don't think so because I feel like I would have saw it.
I feel like it's really close to Christmas to run a special, though, right?
I didn't know Sherlock had Christmas specials.
Did Doctor Who have their special
Yeah, they're
already?
like
No, that's not out yet.
I would just
Oh.
assume all those specials would be like within 2 days of Christmas.
it's gonna be awesome because it's like the 1800s or early 1900s Sherlock, but it's still
Right.
the same characters.
Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, and I also thought that True Detective 2 is great. No, I'm kidding. That
I haven't seen that.
It's so
the
fucking
first
bad.
season was one of my favorite shows ever. The second season was
I
like
held-
Star
I
Wars
held-
prequels, disappointing.
I held on to that show for so long. Like, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. There's parts
Adam
that
kept
are
telling
okay.
me like, well, there was these parts, like I don't know. And I was like, I'm done. I watched the first half of it. I'm done.
The last episode I turned off after about 25 minutes in. I was like, well, fuck it. I don't even care. I have no idea how it ended.
Yeah,
I,
well,
I just didn't fucking care.
for me, it's been a lot of the Marvel like series, like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, motherfucker. That's been
I hated Jessica Jones.
because she's been banging that black dude.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm glad you said it.
Did you read my face?
Now.
I thought you wouldn't be able
You know
to
what's
tell.
funny though? I've heard universally good things about that show outside of Adam.
I know, that's why I'm so surprised, because usually I'm like a fanboy.
Well, I think the rest of the people I were talking to weren't, just raging racists, so they could have a.
You know what I hate about that Jessica Jones? Obama.
I mean, I would have taken Luke Cage as a Puerto Rican. I mean, I would have been okay with that.
Well, you know.
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't really like. Honestly, like the sex is not a big deal. I just wanted to say that be fucking stupid,
No,
but
man.
it wasn't. It wasn't. It was a good Netflix series. But I still like. I honestly, I like. I think I like it more than Daredevil. Honestly.
See,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have that exact conversation. I haven't seen either, so I have no opinion in this matter.
my
Same.
problem with Jessica Jones, I've talked about it before, is the stupidity of all of her actions. It just made for bad TV. How she was supposed to be this cool PI, but then she could not solve any problems. Every idea she ever had was stupid, didn't work. It was just like the show was just chasing its tail the entire time. I hated it. I hated every fucking episode.
Did you get through it though?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you got through it because I did like David Tennant as the bad guy.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, he was great.
So that was cool, but I mean, like overall, like I mean, I guess like it wasn't that fighty like the way that because I like Daredevil because there was a lot of fighting going on and shit like that. You know, they did one scene that was like one take. It was fucking amazing. Like there's one fight scene that's just one take, but Jessica Jones, they had like the people like he tells them to do something and they do it, and like all the creepy crazy shit he had them doing stuff was impressive.
And how sexy is Rosario Dawson? She just keeps getting hotter and hotter.
Oh yeah, she's very delicious.
Adam's trying to make up for his previous sins.
I don't think she's black. I don't think she's black. Is she black?
By the way, I'd like to take this time to
Oh, you're asking me.
I'd like to take this time to mention that Eric is
You're-
black,
you're
so
our-
that just wipes
our-
us clean of
Eric.
any hate mail.
Yeah.
In case
You're our
no,
ambassador.
no, Eric's black. At least I don't know, at least half.
Oh yeah, that's gonna slow it down a little bit. Remember, Jessica Bones a black dude, motherfucker. That's what it should be called.
I love. I'm always like, dude,
Thank
two
you.
rules on this show. Like, don't talk about drugs. Don't talk about anything racist. And then Eric comes on the show, and it's just like, kaboom!
It gets. Oh yeah, I've been waiting for that. I've been.
You know Luke Cage was Spartan Log, right?
No. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was. It's fucking weird.
I played him then, so technically,
Yeah, you did. You are Spartan Log, so you banged Jessica Jones.
That's
you
right.
told me to play as Locke. So
I
you
didn't
know what?
say you. I didn't say you had to be the black guy in our Halo Let's Play. I was just saying we will
He
take.
was trying to say you were the powerful,
No, we were
steely
just saying, Eric, if you want to be Spartan Log, we understand.
first dibs.
He said, me and Justin, they might have talked about it before you got on Xbox Live, and we think it'd be fitting.
I mean, maybe it was because you're a strong leader and we like you.
To be fair, Eric, if me and you, if we were playing NBA Jam and we were playing like All Stars, I would think that you'd let me be Larry Bird.
Honestly.
I want dibs.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be Jordan. Mm-hmm.
I want to be. No.
Actually, I don't want to be Larry Bird at all.
No, Larry Bird's
I'd
nasty. What are you talking about? We got
I'd much-
burned by Larry Bird before.
I'm not talking about. I just talking about like being a fan. I'd much rather be Jordan.
No.
That's only.
If only he was in NBA Jam, because he cost like $60 million to license for anything.
Yeah, especially him with that Hitler mustache. He has.
I was just gonna say
that. That shit costs another clean middle. You want to get that license. Each fucking Hitler strip.
Up for bleeding. You have to have really good facial hair animations.
And the 8 bristles as he's slam dunking through his fucking
The
legs.
sweat going through the mustache. Could you imagine Jordan at NBA Jam? His stats would just be like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. He's so fucking
That's the only year allowed to happen, yeah.
Wasn't he
Eddie-
player? Wasn't there an unlock in the original for TD? Was player 1 or whatever or was it player 23? There was something. I think you could unlock him, but it wasn't him. It was just some black guy with the number 23.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a new, like, now all the sports, you just get the license for the whole league. Back then, like, Shaq and Jordan were never fucking in
Yeah,
games.
they
I mean,
always.
Shaq Fu. But, like, it costs, like, extra money to get those guys in a game, which is crazy.
Well, it's the same thing they have with the NFL, right? Like the NFL, you get the license, but when I was working on what NCAA stuff like that,
You need the players
you have to put a
association.
logo up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I put the Mad Mobile, you have to put a logo up or something. So
Yeah. Right, but
that was weird.
But you get the Players Association. You
Yeah,
have
the
to
players,
follow
yeah,
the
yeah.
players. There's no one of the most sought after games for backwards compatibility is whatever like the newest NCAA game was, because they banned those games.
I thought they were trying to bring it back. I'm not sure though.
A lot of people like NCAA better than Madden, so
They were cool. I like the whole aspect of drafting high school kids.
it was
and,
cool.
and having 4 years to develop them, and then you get sometimes you get some asshole that has you make him have a great freshman year, and he just goes to the draft and completely fucks over your team.
It was fun. They actually use different names every year for that, and actually let them. I allow them to use my name in the last NCAA football.
You were in it?
Well, they put my name as like one of the kids you can draft and everything.
Like when you were working at EA?
Yeah, when I was working at EA, I said,
Which
we need
one?
different names. I'm like, sure, huh?
Get
Which
us a
one?
screenshot of that, please, so that we could put that up.
Yeah, or I'm going to find a used copy and mail it to you, and you can sign it for me.
Oh, really? They actually gave me free copies, but I started giving it to some of my comedian friends that play video games and shit. I didn't think about it. I thought I would have kept a copy, but I
What
didn't care.
position were you?
I don't know, center, and I was a white dude. So I didn't care what the
Get your name in there. You know, you can't
They
ask
just-
for
That's
just
how
wanted
they
names, yeah.
whitewash
Did they-
everything.
Did they take
Yeah.
the K off your name?
yeah.
Huh? I
Did they
think
take-
I'm not sure if they did that either, but you know, it was like they just said, hey, we need names to use for like the database, or whatever, to generate student names this year. So I was like, sure, you can use mine. And I don't know exactly what my character looks like or anything. I just saw it once and I was like, Okay.
Well, I hope he had your hair. I don't care if he was white, but as long as he has your hair.
Yeah, dress. Yeah, like I said, like at the end of the day, I could give a shit. But even then, my name's in the credits.
That's
So if
pretty
you look at the
badass.
game, you can see my name in the credits.
There's times in this podcast where, like, if I get like past 4 or 5 beers, I completely forget that I'm supposed to be hosting this.
I
Were we talking about like TV shows?
This is a party.
I don't fucking know. Somebody take control of this.
I've been trying to think of what TV shows I've watched.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, baby Jesus.
Yeah, Mr. Robot was the big one that I watched. You know what also was great was I thought it was gonna be like a fucking what's the girl station? Help, Lifetime.
CW?
Lifetime, yeah, that too. Lifetime show, but The Affair on Showtime is fucking awesome. Have you guys ever seen that?
No, I never heard of it.
Oh, it's really good. It's like a story that tells the same story from 2 different characters.
I live
It's
a
really
Christian life. I don't believe in affairs.
It's really interesting because the stories aren't told the same because you realize like very early on that they're talking to a cop way after the events. So like the stories that they're telling are not the same, but it's the same events, like half the same events, half their own events.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I won't say anything more about it than that, but it's really good. I haven't gotten into season 2 yet, but I plan on it soon.
It's like Tales from the Borderlands.
Exactly.
Nice. Didn't know that either.
The only thing I think I really got into was Gotham season 2 was really good. The first season was not good. Second season was really good. I just can't remember shows I've actually new shows I've watched this year.
Wasn't Mr. Freeze in season 2?
He was in the last 2 seconds of the season or the mid-season finale.
Was he played by Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, because if he wasn't, I'm not watching.
Yeah, it was Schwarzenegger. Yeah, I don't remember which TV shows I've been watching though. I liked it in Aziz Ansari's show. That was good. Master of None.
Yeah,
I saw 2
watched that.
episodes.
I haven't seen that at all, but it's good.
I liked it.
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's very like Louis. I think it's very like that. It's like real life, but kind of like exaggerated. You know what I mean?
The only problem is they shouldn't have used his real dad to act. He's just too over the top. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, what about Elvis for Family? That's gonna be a good one by Bill Burr.
I know. I'm excited, man.
That
wanna
comes
see
out
that.
this
About
month,
today.
right?
I think it came out
did
today.
it come out?
Yeah, it comes out today.
Yeah. I probably won't
Really?
watch it for 6 months, but I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna binge watch that shit tonight.
Yeah, I know I came out the same day as Star Wars, so I think it came out today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I'm on it.
Good
I know what I'm
plan
going after
to get
this.
my bill. Yeah.
It was great.
Dustin, you got any shows?
I just had one, and then my cat made a bunch of noise, and I lost it.
Real life so much more entertaining, isn't it?
Fuck, I've been watching a bunch of Doctor Who lately. I've started watching the 1960s.
I'd like to
Dr.
get
Who.
into it, but I feel so overwhelmed. You know
There's
what
a
I mean?
lot.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
There's like 80 episodes the first
I
several
know.
seasons.
That's my problem. I feel like I'd like that show, but
Also, no, Andy, no.
I think I would.
I'm not gonna poop-
I honestly watched it from
I'm not gonna poop on Doctor Who people, but
Oh, you motherfucker.
I think I would. It's kind of like it's like slower paced, kind of like more mystery, like whatever. Like I feel like I would really like a show like that.
Well, it's weird because it's always like, okay, like they go somewhere and then they get into trouble, but it always ends properly and stuff. I mean, honestly,
it's kind of like the original Star Trek in a way, right?
It's a-
Not that I've
it's a
seen
lot
any
of-
of those.
it's a lot of ugly English people.
a lot of
Really?
fish and chips, you know.
Jesus.
It was
Oh,
He
good.
doesn't like
The
black
David-
people. He doesn't like British people.
The
What's
David
going on?
He hates everyone that isn't
It's a
American
good show
and
to
white.
watch. I mean,
He likes Aziz Ansari though, so you can't really call him. You know.
you should watch it. I mean, like, it's not like I want to be like one of Doctor Who's like like tenants or whatever he has. Some show. It's like I was like, look, we're not going to the 50s and motherfucker. We're going straight to the future every single time. I'm not going back in time.
I'm sorry. Yeah, right. And that is one of the greatest. Who is it? Is it Louis C.K.? Yeah, Louis C.K. stand-ups. Is that what you're thinking of when he says? He says it's great to be a white person. He goes, I can get in a time machine, put in any year. I get there, they go, table for one, sir. He goes, black people, they don't fuck around with time machines.
Yeah, really fucking hell. I think about that every single. I was like, I'm not going back on. Like, nope.
They go, they get in the future because he's like, white people, we're gonna get ours.
It's funny because they actually had a a black like British chick at one point actually like they made up someone to turn us and make it so that way it's okay for you to be in this time period or something.
Yeah,
And
right.
but it was in England. It wasn't like in America.
Well, hold on a second. I'm pretty sure England was pretty fucking racist back in the day.
It could have been.
Yeah, they invented all that shit, right?
I'm all for shitting on America, but
Yeah, admitted. It's like, how would you be like, we made the hatred first? Oh,
They
wow.
did.
listen. We're all from, we're immigrants from other places, so blame those places. That's what I say.
That's good.
I'm Italian, Irish, and French. Those assholes.
Yeah, 100% hatred. That's what I actually asked a black chick last night, was she, like, she said she's from, she was Haitian, but she was like, because she was mixed and everything. I said, are you 100%? She's like, yes. I was like, are you extra strength? She's like, yes.
Jesus, if I said that, I get punched in the face.
Well, look, I could be watered down. I told you that right off the bat.
Is that a real expression that you use?
You gotta make sure, motherfucker, when you get these numbers. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm with you.
It's like an achievement when I get that booted.
So I figured out what I was saying.
Yes.
Or what I was thinking about.
Good
before my
segue
caffeine
because
numbers.
I didn't know how to get us out of there.
BoJack Horseman actually is pretty awesome on
What is it?
Netflix. BoJack Horseman.
Oh
Will
yes, I
Arnett.
know that. Never seen it, but
Oh,
I'm a big
it's
fan of
hilarious.
Will Arnett, so yes.
It's really funny.
that looks pretty funny. Where have I seen like clips of that before?
Facebook probably. It's all over
Yeah,
Facebook.
maybe just advertise it on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah,
It looks pretty good though. Worth
I
watching.
haven't seen it.
I think so. It's really funny
I'm down.
and
Oh,
like really meaningful and deep at some episodes.
really?
Yeah,
thought you
especially in
were
the
kidding.
second season.
Because they're
Especially
like,
in the
they're like
season.
horse. They're like talking horses, right?
Right. Well, he's a horse. There's Princess Caroline, who's a pink cat. There's
Obviously.
Mr. Peanut Butter, who's a
Please tell
giant
me it's a
lab.
jar of peanut butter. Fuck.
No, he's a dog. It's really good.
Shit, I had one more that I forgot to mention. Netflix show. It's about these top chefs and their life stories, and it's so fucking good. What is it called? I gotta look it up. Hold
Top
on.
Chef.
No, it's not Top Chef.
You did mention it on the podcast before.
I know.
Shenmue.
Chef's Table. Chef's Table. Phenomenal. Worth a watch. Get in there. It's one of the most interesting parts to me is there's a guy that has a New York City restaurant called is it Blue Apron, I think? Whatever. It's like farm to table, so the farm's outside of New York, and he oversees the farm. They bring the ingredients straight to the restaurant. Blah blah blah. What's really interesting about though, he's talking about how like the average age of a farmer, I'm sure you guys heard, is like super old. It's like in their 60s, and that's it's a major fucking problem. And so many of our ingredients are so like steroided up, and both meat and vegetables, and the food supply is just like not good in America. Nobody gives a shit. And one of the interesting things he talks about is one of the biggest problems with farming still to this day is like the desaturation of like the minerals in the soil, which is like a problem back when we fucking first got to America, but it's still a problem. And the reason is because you need to make different things to keep the soil good.
Right.
And people only want certain crops are way more valuable, so farmers have to make those to survive. So one of the things that he's trying to push is making the less valuable crops into delicious food, such that they could do this proper rotation and get paid for that, and keep the soil and keep the food supply alive.
Nice.
Which is that's the first episode, I think, and like it's probably the best one. They're all good. And then there's like a crazy one about this sushi guy who's like the best in the world. He has like a restaurant with 6 seats. That's fucking awesome too. But yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, you could go that route, or you could go the Bill Burr route, which is 80% of you gotta go.
Well, that's fair.
Which is more population control. But anyway, that's a fucking must watch. There's only like 6 episodes unless they've released more.
Yeah.
So that'd be in my list.
Well,
Sorry, am I supposed to segue us too? Fuck. TV shows.
Hey, what's your favorite book for this year, Adam?
I didn't read any books this year. I don't think.
Graphic novels or anything?
Nothing new. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Trying to think. I like the new Martian Manhunter run. That's good. Been keeping up with Wonder Woman. I like that. I don't know. I really haven't. I finished Dance with Dragons, Dance with Wolves, whatever fucking book it's called.
Wolves with Dragons.
What was
Whatever it is.
what was the name of that book?
Dances with Dragons or
Yeah,
Dance with Dragons.
I finished that up, so I'm all caught up there. I did end up watching the rest of this season of Game of Thrones, which was good.
Yeah. New season comes out in April. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna watch until I read the new book. So who knows when that will be.
What do you got, Dustin?
I have a couple books. There is the new Jim Butcher book. It's a steampunk fantasy called The Aeronaut's Windlass, and that was pretty good.
Okay.
And currently I'm reading a book called Drink, and it's about the history of alcohol.
Oh, I can get behind that.
You've got my attention.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. I didn't realize some of the stuff in there, like alcohol throughout history and through religion and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I mean, alcohol has a really interesting history, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, the earliest that they found of alcoholic residue was in 5300 BC, and it was in Iran.
That was the time of Jesus.
Interesting.
It was. Yep, the time of Jesus.
I thought you were going to say in like a Roman orgy or something.
No. It was like in some pots in Iran, and then it just exploded from there.
Huh.
But you should definitely check that book out.
That sounds good. I might have to add that to my fucking massively growing list of books.
It's thick too. It's like this big. You can't
great.
see it. People who are listening, but it's really thick.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got, Eric?
Me? Well, shit, I don't read the books really. Most have been
Fuck
digital
books.
magazines. Yeah. Well, no, look. I wish I probably could get into something, but I haven't really. My friend loaned me a book, and it's on my nightstand. I just haven't read it. And
See, I think that everyone should buy a Kindle or Nook because I think that it not forces you. I think that it inspires you to read more.
No, I agree.
And I'm not saying it's a better reading experience.
It's more. No, I think it's more enjoyable.
I think it is. I also understand the want to have the paper books, but I think the point is when you spend money on something, it like really makes you. And also, like if you have an idea of like, hey, you know what, I really want to read that book Drink that Dustin was talking about, you can download it in 5 seconds. And like if you have to like go to the bookstore, you just put it off forever. You know what I'm saying? So
I can see that. Yeah, but this is a long thing, and you're probably right because even one of my coworkers has a Kindle, and it's not like I haven't read books in the past and shit. Like I'm like retarded and don't read. It's just that, like,
You're from Florida, so.
Yeah. Well,
wait, shit! I was born in Florida. Fuck.
So was
I
I.
think Dustin's from Florida, too.
Yeah.
yeah. You help me out, Dustin. Well, look. The reason like a black dude can't read, it's plausible. I can say that and completely skip this whole subject.
Listen, all the honkies on this podcast didn't say a word. That was all you.
Well, look. I never said that. I never called you guys racist. I'm racist. No, look, you're probably right about that, Andy. I probably should get a Kindle, honestly.
You should, man, because like this is the thing. It's like any time that somebody says to me like I don't like to read, it's like, well, you just haven't like that's like saying like I don't like to travel. It's like yes, you do. You just haven't found the right place. You just haven't found the right book. Like you could read about fucking anything. Like it could be like some people have a huge, wide interest set of things that they like, and those are great books. Some people just like a very narrow. Whether it's like. You know, my brother Dan is he hates anything fictional basically, but he loves like historical stuff or autobiographies and shit like that. Like there's always something. Like you could read a book about the history of video games. You know what I mean? Like there's always fucking something to be had, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I can see that. Yeah. Well, I mean, like what about audiobooks? Would you count me for that?
Sure.
Audiobooks are great too.
I haven't read not in audiobooks. I mean, I do have the Art of War as an audiobook. I just haven't really listened to it, but so I just listen to that as I program sometimes actually. You know, but yeah,
Also,
I mean,
Audible is one of the biggest piece of shit things ever. It's like $15 a month, and the books are like $40 a piece. It's like why would you pay a subscription?
yeah, that's really fucking dumb.
Yeah, it is really dumb.
You get like 1 token a month, and books are like 3 tokens.
Yeah, unless you
Like
buy
just
like
let me buy the
books.
fucking audiobook, you know?
Yeah, unless you buy the brand new books, it's just stupid. I mean, you can still use the app and not get the subscription because the app's fine.
But also they give like 30-day trial. Use that. Get a book you won't never want to buy. Like a long book, and just do it. Just listen to it, and then just cancel it.
My dad still to this day, he just goes to the library and they have like a ton of new books on CD, and he just gets them for free and pops them in his car. He does that all the time.
Audible's a piece of crap unless they want to sponsor this podcast. And we'll,
Yeah, then we'll blow the shit out of him.
I will suck their cock.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, shit. Well, I put in my podcast like, if you black and don't like reading like me, Audible. Audible.com. For your free book.
I'm sure they love that.
Eric
Pitch it to him.
Eric gets sponsored next week for one of his podcasts. We listen to it. And he's like, I love to read, and when I do read, I listen to audiobooks on Audible.
That's like how it's gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, I read a shitload of books this year, earlier in the year. I haven't read a lot lately. I would say that the number one discovery that I made is this book called the Farseer Trilogy, which I've talked about before on the podcast. And there's actually 3 trilogies in the same set of characters. And obviously some of them don't make it. Spoilers. I won't tell who. But it's really about
Tyrion.
Tyrion said. It's really about like 3 main characters, maybe a couple more. And what's really fascinating about it is the writing is so fucking good that obviously, why do you watch movies? Why do you read books? Why do you read comics? It's you connect with the characters, right? Like that's the most important thing. And like these characters are so interesting and so deep and so good that like their day-to-day like life in the castle is fucking so interesting that I can't stop reading. And it's like 9 books of, I think it's only come out with the newest trilogy just started. It's either 1 book or 2 books, but I've read 7 or 8 of them depending on which one's out. I think only 7, and I cannot get enough of this story of the same fucking group of characters. And it's not like the world changes like a crazy amount, or like, you know, like aliens are coming. Like it's pretty much the same thing. It's just more mature characters. The author is just so good that they keep it interesting the whole time. So like if I had to have one book that I discovered this year, that would be it. Even though it's like a series of books, but I pretty much read all of them this year. But outside of that, I just can't remember what the fuck came out this year. That's my problem. Like I think Black Prism, I think that was last summer, the newest one. Can't remember what it's called. That series is fucking amazing. Shit. Oh, my mom got me into a book called Red Notice, I think, and that is a great book. So like fantasy is like 90% of what I read. This is a book about a financier, like right when like the Berlin Wall was coming down, there was like huge opportunity in Russia to like make financial gains because there was so much like dirty politics going on. This guy goes over, he's like a nobody. He works for like the big boys, like Solomon. I can't remember exactly who. He goes over there. He's like a nobody. He's like fucking brilliant. His brother is like the head guy at MIT in something, and his other brother is like the math lead at something at some other. Like they're like the fucking. And his father was like the head of the Communist Party in America. Like it's like just like a family of prodigies.
Fucking nerd herd.
Dude, it's crazy. Like the whole family is like prodigies, and this guy was like the disappointment because he got into money, and they looked down at that. Like they were all academia, you know. So he goes over there, and let's just say that Russia is not a place that plays fair, and they didn't like this American making money. This is a true story, and Putin's in it. I don't want to. Dude, I don't want to tell you what happens.
Is Pussy Riot in it? Do they do riots and show titties?
I'm not.
I'm
not gonna spoil the titty scenes.
I'll put that shit.
But seriously, that is a book that you know how there's like certain books that everyone would enjoy. That's a book that everyone would enjoy. It's just fast paced, page turners, fucking great. So those would be my books.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's funny because I actually have the game as well. Like that's like that Neil Strauss guy. I haven't finished that too.
Yes, yep. So many good books. I gotta go read now. Fuck. Now I feel really bad about not reading lately. Let's get back into gaming, right?
Okay, we can do that.
Let's just start throwing shit out. With like try to leave off your top 2 for now or whatever, but let's just throw out some games and let's talk about them. I can throw it out, but you guys can go first.
Did we lose Andy's video?
There's some shit going on, but I can hear you guys just fine.
Okay, now we're good.
Okay.
All right.
I wanted to be able to talk about Rise of the Tomb Raider, actually.
Okay.
Adam, you played that, right?
Yes.
Okay, do you like it? Because I was thinking about getting it. Because
without spoilers, it's my second favorite game of the year.
Okay, cool. So I probably should get that then. You know, so
yes,
I still got other games. But what about the new For the most part, I mean, I don't got Dustin's
Eric,
like that.
you're going to repeat that. You just sound like a xylophone for the last.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I was wondering if I was like closing shit on my computer. I'm like, fuck, I'm losing
You
everybody.
didn't see me cringing every word he said.
No,
I just kept getting bigger
I
and
can see
bigger.
that. I can see the Dustin's face.
Well, I saw what Dustin said. I was like, wait, I said something funny and nobody didn't light up.
I can see on Dustin's face that I wasn't the only one hearing that.
There he goes again.
You're doing it again. Hold on.
Yeah, Eric, let's go to somebody else quick, and let's come back to you because all we're hearing is fucking
Ding ding dong, ding 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 ding.
That's racist.
Oh, Jesus.
It sounds like a really
That's what it
really
sounded
strong
like.
auto
It's not
tune.
racist.
That's fine. That's
It's not
fine.
racist that my intentions were true. It sounded like ding dong.
That's
So
fine.
to be called Adam's a racist.
Yeah, I've never been called a racist moron.
All right, I'm gonna throw something out there. Not in my top 3, but way up there. Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic game. The main reason it's not in my top 3 is because the netcode was really fucking bad. Number 1, and it was really laggy at times online. And number 2, all my friends stopped playing, so that really sucked.
Well, you got too fucking good. That's what happens.
Well, you know, Pun's a real pussy because Pun played that game a shitload, and I used to log Pun. If you don't know,
He's not going to play somebody that's better than him. Anyway.
Yeah, dude. When I first started playing, we didn't know what we were doing. Like, we used to just play and, like, fuck around. We didn't know any combos. Like, we learned, like, the special moves, obviously, because they tell you. But we just, like, fucked around. And, like, I used to log on, and he was on live all the time. And if my name popped up, he would instantly send me an invite. And if I didn't join it, he'd, like, talk shit to me.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, whatever. So I'd go in, and he would be unmerciful. He'd play his best player. He'd whoop my ass. I didn't know what I was doing. And I told him, I was like, Pun, I gotta play by myself sometimes just so I could like learn some shit, because like he's playing 4 hours during the day watching YouTube videos, and I'm like, you know, I gotta learn some combos and stuff. So like, fast forward, I get to the point where I'm a little bit better than him, and I play him and his buddy and whoop their ass like 8-0. Never plays the game again. I'm like, dude, you kicked my ass for so long when I didn't know how to play, and then he just quits the game forever the first time I got better than him.
Well, I kind of stopped playing after you and Pun. I was like the chick in Night at the Roxbury between you guys. you guys were just passing the controller back and forth, and fucking me up. Nobody would take it easy on me. It was bullshit.
The thing is, in my defense,
demoralizing.
I would use characters that weren't my best, and he would just always go for the fucking, you know, like go for the jugular. But anyway, that game is so like when you like complete like a really cool combo in that game, like it's such a great feeling. I hadn't played. I love fighting games. I used to really be into fighting games when I was like a little kid. I hadn't played one in so long, so it was really cool that that game kind of got me back into them, and I'm actually looking forward to the expansion. Hopefully I'll pick it up again, but it's not as fun to play. If I could Twitch it, I would actually play it a lot more, because I think that would be a really good Twitch, like playing online versus people. Because my internet sucks too much. Yeah.
All right, Eric,
But,
you
I'm
sound
moving
like
soon, so hopefully I will have better internet at that point.
you're moving.
Hopefully.
Nice,
By soon, I mean like probably 2 months from now.
nice. Eric, you sound okay now. What were you saying?
No, I'm just saying my favorite was Tomb Raider. I mean, I wanted to get into the Tomb Raider and everything. That's my kind of go-to game I'm gonna try to pull for this year.
The original Tomb Raider, you're talking.
I played the original Tomb Raider, but I want to play Rise of the Tomb Raider as well. So
It's fantastic.
yeah, so I mean, like I like the direction they're going in with that. Once again, I guess it kind of points out that, you know, if it's a female, then I'm still okay with it as long as it's an awesome game.
Yep.
I think you pointed that out before in the past, Adam. I think we all said that before. That you don't need some kind of lady to go like, hey, you know, women's like getting their time in the sun.
Right, a good game's a good game.
Yeah, and it seemed like it's a good game. I've seen the reviews on it and everything for Xbox a lot. I like Xbox One and stuff, and I'm really debating getting it.
Don't buy it before December 22nd. Xbox is having huge sales, 40 to 60% off all their titles. It's going to be mixed. It's going to be different titles every day, but December 22nd through January 7th, they're having a big sale. So
okay, so I'll wait. I'll hold off on it then. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, buy it then. Just keep an eye out for those sales.
Yeah, and you also said when it comes to Call of Duty, Black Ops 3 and stuff, are you playing that like crazy or?
I play it just about every week. I love
Okay.
it. I love the multiplayer in that.
Look,
Go ahead.
yeah, because you gave me like a disclaimer. You're like, this is this is Adam, and I love it, but I'm not saying you might love it too. Like I always like the single player mode, more than anything.
You know what? I can't really talk about the single player so much because I was just being a dick, and I'm like, I'm gonna play it in realistic mode, and it's really hard. So it's hard to understand like what's going on because it's just like you go in there, you skip the cutscenes, and then you die 300 times. You die 300 times where you walk 20 feet. So I'm just being a dick with the single player. It seems fine. Advanced Warfare single player was one of the most fun like single player campaigns I've ever had. Black Ops 3 does not seem to be at the same level, but I don't know. A lot of people seem to love the Advanced Warfare multiplayer. I fucking hated it. I think Black Ops 3 is the best multiplayer Call of Duty I've played since Black Ops 1.
Well, I'll give it a shot then, because I honestly really haven't.
I really enjoy it.
I really on Xbox One, right? So I guess I have to get it for that if I'm going to be able to rock with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I like it a lot.
Okay, right. Well, I'll make sure that gets done.
Dustin, throw a game out there.
I don't really have a lot of games on my list because I don't play new games.
Me neither.
What I do have is Rocket League, which is very, very fun.
Yes, sir, Bob. That's my number 3.
Rocket League came in at 7 for me, so you guys need to play more games.
or you need to appreciate Rocket League more. Could go either way.
It's so fun. I just played like 3 hours of it before I had to go pick up Sam from work, and that game is just intense. I don't usually move, like dodge in a game, but in that game, if I'm like really close to the ball, I try to dodge at it.
When you are near the ball, but you're moving slow and you can't turn, it definitely feels like you need to just like turn. Just get your shoulders to do it a little bit.
It's funny because I was making fun of our friend Jay for doing it. He just jumps every time he hits the ball. I feel like, I don't know if it was in my head, but I felt like I was doing it last Friday.
Yeah, I think I've definitely done it. And, I didn't get into this until I started my new job. I had literally never played it. No, I think I played like a half of one of Adam's once, but they play it every day at lunch in the lounge. So I was like, fuck it, I got to start playing this game. And then I don't like to learn new games, especially competitive ones, because it's like, I don't like to suck for a while. It's like, it's not even that. It's just like, I just don't want to start it. Like I'm like, I'll definitely do that eventually, and then I just never do. So like one day I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a try, and then like you just instantly hooked. It is so it's a huge deal across like everything now. Like it's the kind of game that has staying power. I think it'll be around.
You guys see the news story about this game? They did something that most people do not do. Rocket League cost $2 million to develop. They have made $50 million in revenue.
That's crazy.
Nice.
And that game was free for a month.
Yeah.
On PlayStation Plus.
We also don't know though, like what that deal looks like when you release it for PlayStation Plus, because you gotta assume Sony gives them some money for that.
They've made $50 million in that game. That is big.
Yeah, they got it. You had to buy it on PC, but it was free on PlayStation Plus. Yep. And I got it on PlayStation, by the way. So I think you guys put out a poll, and I was like, "Well, I already got it on PlayStation." So.
Yeah, I mean the beauty of that game is that when a game's that good and that addicting, it's the same thing as Dota. You could release it for free. They could make it free on all consoles because you're willing to put money back into it because you're obsessed with it. I'll buy cars because I want them to have money as developers who made a great game. I don't feel like I'm getting robbed because they gave me the fucking thing for free.
I see that.
So yeah, I'm sure they've made shitloads of money with their DLC. I'm shocked they didn't get some sort of Star Wars deal. That would have been smart.
They have the DeLorean.
They would have taken it, but I'm saying I think Star Wars should have done it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's tough one.
They have right now.
That game's big enough to get a lot of people hyped about Star Wars. Maybe like an X-wing car or something.
I'm not 100% sure of this, but I can't believe there wasn't Twisted Metal cars in there. There was one. What's the clown from Twisted Metal?
Sweet Tooth.
Mr. Bubbles.
Sweet Tooth. There is a car. There is
Sugar Tits.
there is a car that's very similar to Sweet Tooth, but I mean, if you're going to be a first-party exclusive for a little while, why not have the Twisted Metal cars?
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
I wonder if customize your car to look like anything, so you could kind of make something, I guess.
Does Sony even hold the rights to that game anymore? I have no idea.
Yeah, they do. They put one out on PS3.
Oh yeah.
Twisted Metal Black.
Yeah.
It was decent. And actually they did Twisted Metal Black, and then they did just Twisted Metal again, but they tried to reboot the series. It just didn't work out that well because they tried to do like different modes and everything inside the game. It's like, no, just keep it the way you did it in Twisted Metal 1 and 2.
I like Vigilante 8 better than Twisted Metal.
Yeah, like
I loved Twisted Metal back in the day. But
Vigilante
a
8
long
is
time ago.
pretty
the
good.
one on PlayStation, was definitely that was my 1 and 2. Didn't he? I think somebody else tried to take it over and it just went to shit.
Yeah.
Black was actually pretty cool because they actually had like these hilarious cutscenes for the stories that I wanted to
They
beat
were
the
fucking weird as hell.
Yeah, they were really short, but they were like really dark and realistic. Like Sweet Tooth was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I would go to Ryan Bosworth's and play the whole like I beat it with like almost every character because I just want to see the cutscenes. Something I would
Yeah. Well, actually, Twisted Metal Black was made by the creators of Twisted Metal 1 and 2. It's made, was it Joffrey or whatever?
David Jaffe.
David Jaffe, yeah. So like that was like that was the real deal, like. So yeah, I'd rather play that shit right there instead. But I think he made the latest Twisted Metal for PS3 and it just wasn't that fucking spectacular.
Yeah.
So
His new game looks stupid too.
I can see that. I don't want him to peel
He
moles
needs to go
everything.
back. He needs to go back and making good God of War games.
Yeah, you gotta go back to what got you to the dance. That's what I'm saying.
All right. So what are we doing with this? We just giving off like our.
Yeah, let's just start throwing
Okay.
around because
All right.
not everybody's played every game and like it doesn't matter which order. We could talk about
Right.
our top games at the very end.
All right. So these three games they came in 9th on my list. I didn't know how to place them. I felt like they should belong on my list, and I just didn't have the balls to like cut them. So I put The Long Dark, Arkham Knight, and Black Ops 3 are just three games that like are good.
They're the perfect example of
not
games
great.
that you liked but you'll never remember. Like 10
Oh,
years
no,
from now, you'll never remember.
I think The Long Dark I will remember more than the other two,
Yeah,
just
it's
because
more
The Long Dark isn't the type of game that I would normally would like, but there was something about that game that really I grabbed and I really got into for a long time.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's not higher on your list. There's so many remakes and rehashes and.
I don't have any other remakes on my. There's no remakes on my list.
Or I said remake. Well, sequels, remakes, rehashes. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. I know. Like before this fall came out, because this fall was nuts. The Long Dark was higher up on my list, and it kind of just fell off. But it's such a good game. I love the Xbox preview program. I'm glad I was able to try it. Glad I've been able to see it develop, like with the updates, how it changes. Unfortunately, I just don't play it as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
And Arkham Knight, if it didn't have the Batmobile in it, it probably would have been higher on my list. I hated the Batmobile so much in that game.
Yeah, the tank mode is what everybody been complaining about.
Yeah,
what I've been hearing.
it just made you repeat yourself so much.
Right.
You had to do the same thing over and over. Like you had a boss battle with Deathstroke that was just you never even saw him. He was just you were playing Star Fox 64.
It's very odd that they would make that
It was just
decision.
dumb.
It's very, very confusing.
Yeah.
And if they were good at doing it, that would have been fine. But like, keep it somewhat.
It just wasn't that
Make
good.
it like your vehicle, but I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like they just like triple down on it.
But I did enjoy the story. There's a part with the Joker, one of my favorite moments in any video game.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, did you play it?
I played part 2, so I know what happened, and I've seen the intro of part, like I guess like the what you talk about right now, but I haven't really played it necessarily, so no.
Not to spoil it, but there's like this first-person mode with the Joker, and it's just unbelievable. It's cool. It's one of the best moments I've had in a video game in a long time, so that makes the list just mostly because of that.
Yeah, very cool. I'm gonna throw these two out there. I don't have too much to say about them, but not in my top 3, but way up there. Would be Smash Brothers, which did that come out this year or last year?
Last year.
Either way.
It was last year?
Either way, that would be like number 2 or 3 in most years, except that we just haven't played it because we didn't have the GameCube adapter. Now that we actually have one, we just kind of haven't played it, especially because
And Nintendo's been a dicks anyway, right, with the recording deal?
That's also
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's a big part of it too. We would have done more like game nights and shit, but we can't upload them to YouTube, so fuck them. And then similarly, Mario Maker, which is very high on my list too.
Mario Maker fell off my list.
Yeah, I would. It would be higher on my list if we played it more and I owned it because I really only played it at your house. But like some of my favorite moments of gaming this year were Mario Maker. Like there was like 2 hours of gaming that were one of the best of the year for me.
Yeah, well, here's my problem with Mario Maker. Like, when me and you initially played it in the beginning, it was great because it was, like, Mario levels. Eventually, it became into, like, this culture of who can be the biggest asshole and who can create the hardest level.
I hate that.
Now they're all hard levels that aren't Mario levels. Like
Right.
they're
I
like
do think that there's
puzzles, and
Yeah.
I don't. To me, it's just like I wanted to go in and play people's different versions of Super Mario World levels, which originally it started off as, and now it's just not that at all.
Right. Well, I think the biggest problem with that game is that the curation process blows. It's really hard to separate things because like some people want that. Some people only are in it for like the crazy hard levels, and that's great. They should be able to find those. But I think the key to that game is, and I don't know because I haven't played it, but I'm pretty sure just from hearing stuff is like find a maker or 3 or 4 that you like and just star them, follow them, and play their levels because that's how you can kind of get what you want. You know what I mean? Rather than like playing randomly. I mean, you can sort of by difficulty though. It's pretty obvious what you're getting yourself into because they have like a completion percentage as part of every level. So like if the completion percentage is 2%, stay the fuck out of that level.
Yeah.
But the 2 hours of gaming that I was talking about that was one of my favorites was we were playing on Twitch. At first we played the regular, like they have like levels that they update every, and I think they curate them from the custom levels, but irrelevant. Then we had people joining our Twitch channel and sending us their codes to play their levels, and that was so much fun because we would take the code, we'd put it in, we'd load their level, and we would just curse them out as they like had coins pointing to a fucking death trap. You know what I mean? Like the whole purpose of their level, and then like every time I beat one of their levels, I'd get up and like scream "fuck you" at the Twitch. Like it was like, because we were also doing drink every time you die, which in some of these levels is like every second, and Adam was lambasted because he was
There you go.
so much. It was fucking great. He got this one hard level that was, I don't even think it was one of the Twitch guys. I think it was just like one of the levels on Mario, and like he must have died 30 times and went through like 3 beers in like 10 minutes, and it was just over for him after that.
Oh, that's the spirit. Yeah, you know, you tell me to take a shot. There you go.
Yeah, it was like an all-time Twitch game. Really fun. But
I definitely would like to see that. I probably you guys got it on YouTube, right?
we don't, because you can't put Nintendo stuff on YouTube.
Oh, that's right, those motherfuckers. I had to say that on purpose then.
It should be saved on our Twitch, I think.
It's not. They get deleted now. It's
Oh
stupid.
yeah,
Unless
yeah.
you
That I was
highlight
gonna
it.
say. I was wondering if they actually took care of that too. So yeah, fuck Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I just wanted to shoehorn those in there because I'm sure, we don't have too much to say about them, but which I think is really bringing us to the real beef of the year, because we've already talked Rocket League, we've already talked Tomb Raider, so we're already into it.
Well,
I think. Go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just to say, like I haven't done my whole list yet or announced it, but I put Fallout 4 8th on my list.
Well, I was gonna say, why don't you guys? Have you played Fallout, right, Eric?
Yes, I have.
Oh, thank God, because I need to piss and get a beer, and you guys can talk about this while I'm gone.
Yes, let's go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead, Eric.
So me, well, Fallout. I did some research and everything. I got it on PS4 because I realized it's a single player game, and I'm usually on my PS4 platform anyway. So it was good. I played more of a not much of a stealth person.
No, me either.
Yeah, and it's funny because I didn't realize this, so I made my character right. It starts off with a guy, and I guess to just kind of keep things going, I made him a black dude, and I left my wife the same. So the wife, it was like some white chick or whatever. So I was like, okay, so now I got this, this black dude and this white chick, and we got this butterscotch baby because they actually kept that going. It was kind of nice the way they rocked that. So
Well, I thought I was white and my wife was white, and when I played it, my baby looked dark. So I thought maybe my wife stepped out. Stepped out on me.
Maybe the milkman comes more than twice sometimes.
Maybe.
I ain't tell you that. That's life sometimes.
He looked a little darker than what I was. But also that our what's the name of the robot?
I can't remember. It was Split. No, not Squirrel.
Smeagol?
Shamu?
Yeah, something with an S. I can't quite remember. Yeah,
but he had that huge fucking torch in the bottom of his fucking butt, and he was flying awfully close to the baby. So maybe he burnt the baby a little bit.
That's a good excuse. I will go with that.
That's what I'm telling myself, because I don't want to have this argument. With my
You don't
wife.
have to deal with this.
It would just be weird if that was the last thing I said to my wife before she got shot. I left it on a good note.
Yeah.
My butler burned my baby. My wife didn't fuck a black guy. My baby got burned by my butler.
You should actually find
I just didn't
Maury
want to
in
know.
the post-apocalyptic world.
Sometimes you just don't want to know things, right, Eric?
Yeah, I really don't.
You know,
Maybe
just
she
don't want
fucks
to
some
know.
mutant.
I can live with my butler burning my baby.
Butler Burning My Baby is also going to be on my new rap song, single. No, I mean, it was good because, like, I took different... It was kind of funny because it's like, okay, I'm going to go find my kid. And it's like, do all this other awesome shit. And I was like, okay, well, fuck my kid. I'm going to do this other stuff. And I eventually started building, like I built myself a house and everything. I got all this different stuff where, I started souping up my armor a lot more. I don't got all the armor and equipment and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I got like 2 power armors and that was it. One through the Brotherhood of Steel, another one through me finding one in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
But I know
I did too.
Eric, what did your character look like?
Like me with a hot top fade. A black dude with a hot top fade.
It looked like Kid and Play.
Yeah, it really was. I mean,
My brother Dad had a sick Kid and Play fade when he was like 17.
that's what you gotta
Dude,
do.
fucking rocked it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's the way it's done. So yeah, so no, I mean like it was cool because I like what they did but I hate the end because they kind of turn you against a lot of factions and stuff. So
yeah, that's like what I was going to talk about. It's impossible not to have like games spoiled for you if you listen to video game podcasts. I was well aware that you have to start picking factions.
Yeah.
And I'm not there yet. I'm like 70 hours in. I've just been doing. I take my time in those type of games.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the reasons why I stopped playing it because I don't like. From where I've been playing, it's like the Institute is the bad guy, and then I start hearing things about like you doing missions for the Institute. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't feel like making these kind of choices. Like that just kind of wears on me. So I haven't played Fallout 4 in about 3 weeks.
So the weird thing is, like, so the Institute, right? They're the bad guys, but then you run into somebody there, and it kind of makes you like, okay, it can't be that bad altogether. But then you start learning about how the way some of the artificial intelligence and robots feel about the Institute. Then you're like, okay, but they put you in a moment where it's kind of like we talked about The Last of Us. They put you in a moment where you gotta kill innocent people. And I didn't like that. I was actually like, you know what? I'm not going to kill these people yet. And I went and watched Netflix and came back. It's like, it's just a video game, Eric. I was like, no, I still can't do this yet. So it took me a lot longer.
When did Haley Joel Osment come into Fallout 4?
I'm trying to figure out who is that exactly.
AI, the little boy.
Oh, yeah. In the middle of the game, you get a glimpse of him. And then the very end of the game, you get to actually meet him and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think Fallout 4 is just a fantastic game, but I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm like we talked about this before. If I'm just burned out on open world RPGs from this year.
Yeah,
but it hasn't grabbed. Like it did initially grab me, but it just hasn't held me the way the other ones have.
It's tough to go through Witcher, Metal Gear, and Fallout in one season.
Yeah, that's what it was for me. Like, I had a debate, even when I was buying games on Black Friday digital sale and stuff, I was like, should I buy The Witcher? Because like it's going to be a little fucking long RPG game.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking bought it, but I was like, I should not play it yet because of that right there.
If you did not play The Witcher in April, playing The Witcher in November or December is a very tough game to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to be burned out. Like, I spent a lot of time in Arkham Knight, Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm spending a shitload of time in Rise of the Tomb Raider, Witcher 3, and then you got Fallout 4 in there. It's Jesus Christ.
Witcher 3 did come out at a good time, but there wasn't, like, as many games.
It was the first one, yeah. There was really no...
That was it, yeah. So...
But yeah. It's The Witcher, like, was it Phantom Pain like one of those really long games or whatever? Like you just, I mean, like is it like just only 30 or 40 hours? Because I think
I think I put 100 hours in Phantom Pain.
Oh shit!
Depends what you want to do. It's not as open world as the other two.
Yeah, but, I mean you can really get into the side. There's the side missions, but you can just progress through the story if you want to.
What about Tomb Raider? Is there a lot of side mission progress stuff that you can be doing that you can waste a lot of time on, or?
There are side objectives, but You don't have to do them. It's a very linear game if that's the way you want to play it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I love collecting things in video games, so I am clearing tombs. I am collecting artifacts. So I really like, but it's in a small, dense area. It's not like you need like to run like 5 minutes away from anything. It's like there's a thing on the map. It'll take you 30 seconds to run there. You can pick it up, and then the next thing on the map is 30 seconds away. You can spend a lot of time doing that, but you don't really need to do it.
I can see that then. That could work for me.
It's very similar to the first one.
Okay, yeah. I just want to be able to drop in and drop out pretty fast.
The first one really didn't focus on the stuff that was in the map. It was more of like hidden stuff. This one, it kind of shows you where everything is.
Like from what I've heard, it's more of like it's not as much open world as it is like a hub. So like you can do things in a different order, but you're still doing the things that you have to do.
Yeah.
You know.
And I get very like I want to clear one area before I move to the next. So when I get to when I progress the story, I go back to the area. If it says like I found 2 of 3 hidden tombs, I tend to go back to that one spot, find the next hidden tomb, and then move forward.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, but you don't need to do that. It's completely optional.
All right, let's go. Dustin, you have anything before we get into some of the big hitters?
I haven't finished Tales from the Borderlands, but the first 3 episodes are fantastic, and I think that's my number 1 for the year.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't finished it yet.
People say 4 was the low point. I really like 4, and everybody loved 5. So you'll have to let me know what you think of 4.
I only played 2 episodes, and it's still in my top 10. That game is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. It's what all the Telltale games should be.
And I was worried because I find video game humor normally really awkward and not funny, and like that game is laugh out loud, but like still with heart, you know.
Yeah, all the time.
And the best thing about that one is when that was announced, everybody laughed it off. Like, what are they gonna do with Borderlands?
Right, it's not a rich history. Yeah. It's like Minecraft. It's like what the fuck are they? There's not a story there.
And what they did with it was just so good and so original. I can't wait for the next. Hopefully, I want to see the next season. Like usually with those games, I want to see like a new cast, but I need the same cast.
Well, I don't know how it ends, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember how it ends.
But, are you guys excited for Batman? Speaking of Telltale games,
I don't know. We'll see.
Adam, I've already predicted that Adam's gonna hate it. But no, I haven't seen a trailer. I don't know anything about it. I just know Adam's gonna hate it.
We'll see.
It depends on what they're gonna do with it. To be honest,
it really depends.
Oh, I know it does. And they're not going to do what the Batman buffs want. You never know, though.
I'll tell you what, I'll have the season pass day 1.
Oh, yeah, you're going to play it for sure.
I'm going to play it for sure, but probably a couple years after it's out.
Speaking of which, Telltale, Borderlands, Dustin Twitches it. It's also on our Twitch page, and I'm assuming you're going to Twitch the rest of it as you finish it up.
Yeah, when I get a day off. That's not Christmas Day. That's my next day off.
I don't know. That's a pretty good day to Twitch.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I don't really do anything on Christmas Day. Like my family Christmas is Christmas Eve, really, and then Christmas Day is like it's over at 10 a.m. Like we do presents.
That's the way mine is. Mine's done. I think dinner's at like 1. We're done by 2, and everybody's home.
Awesome.
It's good. It's nice.
No, Christmas Eve we kind of do all day, but. Yeah, we actually do Christmas Day dinner, but it's very casual, and that's like
that's what I mean.
From like 10 a.m. to like 7 p.m. we don't have anything, so I usually play new stuff or play with my new toys when I was a kid.
We just do now that I'm older, when younger it's just like Christmas Eve we wait till 12 o'clock and everything. We beg our mom to be able to open one present. That one present is usually.
Hell yeah, you were the one. I was the one. My family was one present family.
Yeah, but we were smart about it. It's like we want the one present. We know how. Like we look for the biggest box, and it was like it's Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo. Or
see, I didn't get to pick. My parents.
I'll never forget. I always try to find my presents because I'm an asshole, and I always found them. But there was one year where my brother Ben hid my Super Nintendo, so I was like, "Fuck, I'm not gonna find this thing." And it's just funny because we're brothers, we think so alike. I went down in the I was thinking he's not gonna put it in Mom's closet; it's too obvious.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the attic; that's too obvious. It's gonna be the basement. So I walk in the basement. There was this massive box that was like shaped like a bedspread, like super long and like thin. And I pulled the box down. It was slid all the way to the bottom. It was the first place I looked, and I was like,
Nice.
yes. And I was
Oh, look at you.
Dude, like made me happy to like look at Mario on the thing. Same thing with 64, and I had already played 64 when I got it because I made my parents rent it to see if I liked it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to play it, and I remember like opening the wrapper to see Mario on it, and it made me so fun. I was like writing Mario in my notebooks. Like I'll never be that happy again.
Never.
I can see that. Yeah, well, like my brother, like when we was kids, he'd be like, "Hey, tell mom we wanted a Super Nintendo." I was like, "Okay." So like it was kind of like more for both our presents together, but we would do that right there, and that's pretty much the extent of it.
Yeah, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what it was like. Mom, we want to Sega Genesis. Like, okay, mom, I want to Sega Genesis. Like, and it's like I want to Sega Genesis too. So okay, so like, but yeah, it worked out good in the long run. I mean, then we got older, then we just didn't get shit like that. Then, and my rule of my family is like once you hit 18, you don't have to worry about, I guess like getting presents anymore. So I had to start buying stuff for my family. So that's when I bought like my niece like a Nintendo Wii. Because
Jesus, that's a generous uncle.
oh, dude, I'm from one of the best fucking uncles. So yeah, they're like one of my nieces took iPad. This is just what you do. So it's like now it's like now they all old enough.
They turn it from getting into giving. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what sucks. But like this year, I'm like, you know what? Actually, honestly, I'm just buying myself some gifts. And like my two nieces are very young, so I'm just giving like stuffed toys of like mixed Barbies or some shit like that.
Listen,
My little sister's still young enough that you can consider her legally retarded, so I just buy her crap.
yeah, listen, I'm all for like buying a present for someone that's gonna appreciate it. Like, but that we probably like made.
Thank you, Dustin. Thank
But
you.
like, yeah, I heard it.
That
But,
affects everyone.
Well, they're little kids are dumb. You can buy her like
right, but to
fucking
spend
nothing.
like crazy money on like somebody who has no idea what they're getting is just
Exactly.
I would never do that.
I'll
Yeah,
spend
I
like
mean, she was aware.
$15 and she'll have the best Christmas ever.
right. Because at the end of the day, it's like buying presents for a dog. It's like they're gonna like the fucking empty 20-ounce Coke bottle more than they like anything else you bought them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but she played it, and they're like, and my sister played it as well. So it's like they enjoyed the fact that I gave it to them. But it just came with a really awesome Mario game. It came with Mario Wii, and it was like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Make life easier for them. But like now, like I said, I don't give them shit. So it works out better for me in the long run.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to the bar and tipping the bartender $20 for your first beer and just being like, keep them coming. It's like I already did it. Now I can just ride on easy street for the rest of my life. No more big gifts. Remember the Wii I got you 50 years ago?
That works. Oh, that definitely fucking works.
All right, we are hitting some serious time here, so let's get into the meat. I'm gonna bring up a game.
Yeah.
It's called Halo 5, and I would like to know where Adam has it on his list.
Place is 6.
Yeah, I've got it at number 2 on my list.
I mean, my list, I think this is one of the best years of gaming ever. So, like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
1 through 10 are fucking great games. And 9 has 3 games in it. MKX, I wanted to put in there, didn't make it. And Last of Us Remastered, I wanted to put in there and didn't make it. Like, you could easily just erase the numbers and throw them scrambled, and they'd all be great. But Halo 5, one of the best multiplayer games I've ever played.
Really
Single
good.
player was so great. When we played it Legendary Co-op,
Oh, that's right. I forgot you played that with fucking Eric.
Yeah.
it was a blast. It was good.
It's fun
Like,
to watch.
I don't understand what people had a problem with. Maybe it's a different experience by yourself, but
It ran smooth too.
when we played 4-person, a lot of fun. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
One of the
I
best
just
experiences I've had with the campaign.
I'll try to give you my 30-second breakdown of why it's such a great multiplayer game. It is Halo 2 on steroids. It brings Halo 2 into the modern era. You can't have Halo 2 anymore. People always want nostalgia, and these games are getting remade. People don't like them. It's because games have advanced, and like Grim Fandango is one of my favorite games ever. I don't know that I could play it again because it's slow moving and whatever. What they do is they make all of the shitty feeling parts of Halo 2 feel better. You could sprint, you could clamber up stuff, you could dash around, but
it's
it
so
doesn't
natural.
feel awkward. Yeah, the first time we played the beta, we were like, this just feels right. And I'm not talking about the button scheme. I'm talking about like just the way the game feels, and it's still they took away all the bullshit of Halo 4 of like having different loadouts. Like the best part of Halo has always been it's the ultimate arena shooter where if you see someone, you know exactly what they can do. Like that to me is what makes Halo Halo. I know they could dash, they could jump, they could ground pound. There's no like secret like if they have some fucking jetpack add-on. Like I know exactly what they could do. I know exactly what I could do. I can see their weapon. I see what they're holding. I know if they have a power weapon. For the
and
most
there's
part.
always a tell for everything they're gonna do. You could hear a ground pound above you. It's not like some stealth attack.
Yep.
If you're good enough, you can get away from it.
It's just so balanced. And the only thing that keeps it out of the number 1 slot for me is that there's just not the maps yet to support it. But I think that when those maps come out, it's going to be one of the greatest Halo games ever. Probably, it's hard to beat Halo 2 because of the original feelings of it and the fact that I put thousands of hours into it probably, but it'll probably be my second favorite Halo game. So I don't know. And the graphics are good. They went 60 frames a second instead of worrying about 1080p, which is always the right move in a Twitch shooter. Always. And capture the flag is so fucking fun. Like 4-on-4 capture the flag is still the greatest experience in online console gaming for me.
I think it is my favorite Halo game ever.
Yeah, it's hard for me to put anything over Halo 2.
Halo 2 is special, but
obviously, like if you
really
try
like
to play
this
Halo
one.
2 now versus Halo 5, that would be a difficult decision. But I don't think Halo 5 is better than Halo 2 because Halo 5 is your 6th best game this year. Halo 2 was your number 1 game that year.
But were the games as good coming out then? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. But
yeah, but I'm not talking about that. That's also true, but it wouldn't be 6. Do you know what I mean? Like, and Halo 2 would have still been your favorite over whatever. Which I think I know what your number 1 game is. It still would have been number 1 back then because Halo 2 was like mind blowing. Now Halo 5 is a better game because it's advanced, but like for the time, I think Halo 2.
I love the Spartan abilities and all that shit so much. It just makes it so good.
They're 5 big team battle and 3 arena maps away from being a fucking 10 out of 10. That's the way I look at it. But they got to get those.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, that's that.
All right. Since you guys already mentioned Tales of Borderlands, it was 1 and 2 for you guys.
Yeah, that's number 1 for me.
Yeah,
I said that was like in my top 10, but
I put it 4 for me. Eric, let's talk about this. Number 5 for me was Metal Gear Solid 5. No pun intended. Is that a pun?
I'm drunk. I have no idea.
Eric, did you play Metal Gear Solid 5?
Dustin just shook his head and without any smile said, "That's not a pun."
Well, thanks for ruining it.
I said coincidence or pun.
I played Ground Zero, but I have not, and I like that, but I have not played Phantom Pain. So I've been debating it, of course, because like when the Black Friday digital sale, I was debating about getting that right there, and I ended up getting Arkham Knight instead.
Twisted Metal Black Friday. It's all it's all the same with you.
Oh look, it's all good experiences. All cheap as fuck.
I was excited for Metal Gear Solid 5. I was really into like the whole Konami Kojima thing. I really bit into that story. I think it's just interesting.
Yeah.
When I first 30 hours, I put in Metal Gear Solid 5 after hearing all the reviews, all that stuff. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I really like this game. And then something, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just me shooting tranquilizer darts into the African war children. If that was the changing point.
That's what changed your mind. I would have loved it more.
There is a child, Eric. I want you to play this game because there is a child soldier mission. Blow your fucking mind. What you do. But something I don't know. There's something.
Is there a flamethrower involved?
No, you can't.
There's no.
It has like a logic. You can't hurt them. You can't shoot them or hit them, but you can shoot them in the face with like tranquilizer darts.
I'll say.
Which I would imagine.
Sounds pretty intense.
It has to suck. Like somebody shooting a fucking dart in your head.
Well, that's the action though. You know what I mean? Like, is it the mission go back to Africa when they all in the United States and you tranquilize them and put them home?
No, you're in. It's like you gotta like save a kid that's guarded by child soldiers. It's weird. But there's just something. There's something about this game. It's just. I don't know if I'm just like I said, I'm caught up in the Kojima's last game as a Metal Gear director, but something magical about the game, and and after the first 30 hours, and it's not one of those games like after 30 hours it gets good. It's good from the get-go. It just for some reason it wasn't catching me, but then I ended up putting like 70 more hours into it. Really love that game. If you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, or if you're just like an action stealth kind of fan, play that game.
As someone who didn't play it but watched a little bit of it and watched some YouTube videos and stuff, like the one thing that I always love about Kojima games is he just brings sheer fucking insanity, but in a way that kind of like works. Like the little parts of that game, like the fact that you can like play this, like steal these ridiculous audio tapes and play like 80s rock music in your helicopter and as you're like that shit like adds a lot to the game. I don't know, there's something about it.
You could
really
be
cool.
getting picked up in a firefight, and your helicopter is coming in just screaming, just playing Rebel Yell from its loudspeakers.
There's something I don't like. It sounds stupid, but it works
insane.
In that game. It works.
It's just absolutely insane, and you can make
they put an eye patch on the dog. I mean,
you can make your horse walk up to a car.
It's fucking awesome.
You can make your car or your horse poop in front of a car. You can do so many crazy things. It's just
It's like the insanity of a Grand Theft Auto game, but like more serious. You know,
it was just such a special game, and like just I don't know. I honestly don't know if there'll ever be anything that he does like that, or if there's ever going to be like a spy game quite like that. Because I used to think there was Metal Gear like way up high, and then Splinter Cell always kind of chipped away at it. And then eventually I thought maybe Splinter Cell might be better than Metal Gear Solid is. And then Metal Gear Solid 5 came out, and it's the best spy, open world, any kind of game you want to play. It's the best.
Yeah. See, you
can't beat that.
For me, they're very different games. I love them both. Definitely the newer Metal Gear games I think are better, but the original Splinter Cell and Splinter Cell 2 were some of my favorite fucking games ever.
Chaos Theory is just probably a top 10 game for me.
So good.
Chaos Theory is my jam,
unbelievable. And I remember the first Splinter Cell was mind-blowing. It's not as good as Chaos Theory, because Chaos Theory obviously, iterated on it, but when that came out, that was so ahead of its time. Not to sidetrack this conversation.
And they were chasing the Metal Gear Solid dream.
They were, but to me that game put them way ahead of Metal Gear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're not really the same game, but I know what you're saying. They're both stealth.
But Splinter Cell doesn't exist without Metal Gear being out there.
Oh, for sure, definitely. But Splinter Cell took that and like really made it its core.
Yeah.
We're like Metal Gear, you could still kind of go through it as an action game. You cannot do that in the original Splinter Cell game, so you'll be fucking dead. There's nothing more intense than climbing that wall, and, like dropping on someone after 5 minutes of careful planning. Oh, those games are good. All right, Adam, I think I know what your number one game is. So I'm just gonna drop, because this is the last thing that I can add anything to. My number one game is Ori and the Blind Forest.
I put that 3.
Yeah,
okay.
It's for a couple reasons. It's so hard to rank things. I mean, what makes something better than something else? I will play way more Halo, obviously. It's a multiplayer game. But I don't think any game in the last several years, maybe since Braid, has like put itself in my psyche more than Ori and the Blind Forest. Like I will remember this game forever.
That's one of the reasons why I really hit. Like I had 3 reasons that it really made my, no pun intended, Dustin. But number one, the originality of like the art style and the gameplay. Like people compare it to Metroid. Yeah, like it's there, but the originality of the artwork and like the story was just incredible.
And the sound was so
good. Sound was
when we first got near that waterfall, we were like, "Holy shit! What the fuck is going on?"
The sound was the second one, and then the fact that the third, and maybe the most important, was like video games. They usually don't make me feel something. Like when, like the beginning, like the opening story of Ori. Like the narrator, it was like we compared it to like a Pixar movie. It made you feel something, and it made you like, even though you did not know these characters because you're 30 seconds into a game, it made you like understand what was going on, and it made you care about the game. Like
it reminded me exactly of Wall-E, where like the
And that-
first 20
yeah.
minutes there's not a word, and somehow you know exactly what's going
And-
on. You know this guy's alone.
and
You know
that-
he's in love with this girl, but he's a goofball. Like everything that you needed to know was
I,
said. With, like,
and
just
and that first in the first like I don't know like 90 seconds, 2 minutes of that game are just they're you get like cheer and like joy, and then it's just like heartbreaking.
There's like a few like
That
plot
was-
twists which I'll get into, which like aren't super important, but like they really made the game too. I wish I could say
Yeah,
it, but
like
don't
I
want to.
love the opening thing where like you're walking a certain distance and then there's like memories played into it, and then like it gets darker and it's
And they use depth so well, like you stop and you
Yeah.
look into the
It's
background and like
it's such
shit
a-
goes on in the background.
it's such a special game. Like I really thought like after playing all of the other games that I played this year, I thought like it would fall farther back on my list. But then like thinking of those moments, like there is no way I wasn't gonna put this.
And
It-
all
it
we've
is-
talked
it's
about,
it deserves it. Like even
All-
though it's been like what 7 months since we played it.
stuff like that. Yeah. And all we've talked about is basically the graphics, the sound, the story. The thing that I was worried about with this game was kind of like what I'm worried about with Cuphead, is that the gameplay, I was like, I didn't think it was going to suck, but I thought it was going to be extremely mediocre because it was there was a game called Dust of Elysian, is it, or whatever it was. That was like
Yeah.
a game that was like super beautiful, but the gameplay was like pretty mediocre. I was worried that was going to be it. The gameplay's so fucking good, and I think what
It
they
is.
did that was so brilliant. It's a really hard game. It's a really combo-based game. You have to get new powers. They all combo together, which is brilliant the way that it works. Everything meshes together. But they give you this restart mechanic where you can't use it all the time, but you can use it fairly often. You have to get these blue crystals. And what it allows you to do is like you come up to this point where it's like you can tell like this is going to be really fucking hard. I'm going to save right here, and I could just repeatedly do this from this spot. So it's not like you have to restart the whole goddamn level. You start from the same spot, and that makes it fun, not frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Like those parts would have been like the parts that took us 25 times. Those would have been really frustrating if we had to do that stupid thing where you have to like run through the same part. We just started instantly right there. It had to do the crazy triple jump grabs combo with the projectiles, and like when you nail those parts and the eagles crashing on the tree and the fucking base is going off and you're surrounded, like it was just those moments like were crazy. Like my favorite game of the year, and really hope that people out there play it because it's Microsoft and Steam, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Xbox and
It's,
Steam.
it's easy.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Dustin, you should buy it. Play it.
So anyway, that's all the games that I've played pretty much.
That was your number one?
That's my number one. My number one was that. My number two was Halo, and my number three was Rocket League.
All right, how about we finish this strong?
Yeah.
Dustin, what's your 1 and 2?
Rocket League and Tales from the Borderlands.
Okay. Eric, what was your 1 and 2?
Fallout, and then Halo 5.
Okay. My number 1 and 2 were number 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I want more people to buy this game. I wish it came out on PS4 sooner, so more people
wonder
would buy
in
it.
2 months if you still look at that as your number two. I know you
I
love
think
it.
I will.
You're
I do
still
that.
in it.
I still really love the
I'm
first
not-
Tomb Raider.
I'm not saying you won't. I'm just interested because sometimes when you're in a game,
Yeah.
it's hard to
It was-
judge it. You know what I
It was
mean?
one of my most anticipated games of 2015 after I played the definitive edition of Tomb Raider. It's lived up to everything I want it to be. But number one, I've said
Wait,
it before.
let me guess. Let me guess.
Dead or Alive
Twilight
Extreme
5.
Volleyball.
Yeah. number one, no surprise. Wild Hunt. One of the best games I've ever played. I don't know what more to say about it. It's just fantastic game.
I wish we had another person here who would play it. They could.
Well, producer Chad loved it.
Yes, he's still playing it. I think, right?
I know he said he
No,
beat
he
it.
finished it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be surprised how many publications let Metal Gear Solid 5 beat it out. But we'll see.
I think there's cases to be made for both games. I think Witcher 3 will win more though.
Hopefully.
Just
Witcher
from what
3.
as someone who's played neither, I've heard more positive about Witcher. That's my
It's just
opinion.
such a beautiful game, and like for a story that I really had in characters I had I never played 1 and 2, didn't know anything about the lore, and the way they just make it's so easy to get into what they're trying to make, and like the lore, like it made me want to go read like the books they wrote. It was just such a
And as
perfect game.
as someone who's never played this game, let me jump in with an opinion.
There you go.
I think that one of the things that this game did, that if you look at Metal Gear and you look at Fallout, which I think is a reason that this game should be above them potentially, but I haven't played any of them, so I can't say. But no game ever, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, name any open world game that's like a classic, has had a denser world than this. And like you could walk into a village and it felt alive, because like that's the parts that I saw. Like you could walk into some random fucking village and it felt alive. Number one, like it wasn't just like some random houses that some programmer threw up. They must have thought about this for years to plan. And like not only that, but you could talk to like some grandmother and it would be like an 8-hour side quest series. Right?
Well, like I don't know if it was a Witcher 3 thing that really hurt my initial Metal Gear feelings. So like when I was playing an open world game in Metal Gear Solid 5, like it was all the same and it was empty. There was nothing there.
And it's probably
and
not
I was so used to The Witcher.
Those two games because Metal Gear is really not The Witcher.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying, though.
They went for the open world feel,
Right.
and there was like, there's nothing
I know
there.
what you're saying.
And then I can go to The Witcher and play this like beautiful, like full world. Like there was people everywhere. They had different, like you could talk to any NPC, and they would have something different for you to say.
Like little touches, like it rained one time when you walked to the village, and everybody ran in their houses. Like that was so cool. Like such a genius thing to do, you know.
It's just.
I know it sounds stupid, but like it really like made you feel like there were like actual people rather than just like NPCs sitting there going,
and they,
maybe for sale.
And they like people would interact with you differently. You could, and every NPC had something different to say, whether they understood what you were or they thought you were the fucking devil for being what you were. You know, it was just such a good game. It's unbelievable.
All right. I think that pretty much wraps up our year-end, whatever the fuck you want to call this podcast. Game awards, books, movies, things we like, things we played.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's why
the thing we like reviewed. Yeah, 2015.
Yeah. All right, Dustin, tell the people where they can find you, what you're up to.
I am at Steinhardt on Twitter. They can't see me pointing at myself.
Unless they're on YouTube.
No.
You can, follow me on Twitter at Steinhardt. Steam, you can friend me on Steinhardt. It's ST31NH3ART there for whatever reason. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Find him on Twitch, 8-Bit Bourbon.
What was that funny joke I said? I don't remember it now. It was pretty good.
Intended.
No, it wasn't that, but I said something and Dustin laughed.
Oh, I think you called your
Little
niece
sister retarded.
retarded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was
That's
too.
That's not funny, Dustin. That's my little sister.
Seriously, don't be an asshole.
That's fucked up.
Eric, same question, comment, whatever. Where can they find you?
Okay, well, you can find me on Twitter as Eric_Filling. That is ERICK_FEILING. Facebook, comedian Eric Filling, same thing with just the underscore. And on the podcast, The Offensive Line, and the podcast, The Darkest Hour. Yes, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. So,
Eric, did anybody tell your family the rule of I before E?
What's that again? What rule?
The I before E?
The I before E? No.
Except after C? Nobody explained that to
You
you?
think his name should be spelled I-E-R-I-C-K?
No, it's E-R-I-C-K. That's Jamaican. I don't know what the fuck they did that for. That's stupid. His fucking middle name was goddamn Egbert. It's Eric Egbert Filling Jr.
What is it?
Egbert Jr.?
Dumbest thing ever in fucking life, yeah. Well, at least it made Dustin laugh. There's no pun intended.
Well, you know,
motherfucker.
you know where to find me and Adam, so I'm not going to go over that. Go follow them. We'll obviously tweet that shit out. We'll put it in the show notes.
No, we
thank
won't.
God this is a
No,
Friday
we
night
won't.
podcast because I can't wait to produce this thing.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh, we got to get Adam on the defensive line, I think, so he's a fish out of, what?
No,
water
apparently
again.
I've already been pointed out as a fucking racist, so I might as well stay on here. and be
yes, you might as well.
offensive.
Well, I think that'd make you perfect.
Racist. Right. That's what he's
He's looking
looking
for the defensive line.
Maybe I'll be a bigot on your show. Fuck it.
No, we don't love that.
right.
You're from the outskirts of New York, right? It'd be good.
All right. Well, I'm Andy,
Adam.
Dustin.
And I'm Eric.
and we're 8-Bit Bourbon. No pun intended.